What's up? Good morning. Subscribe. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hopefully, y'all are having a good Monday morning. Today is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about a different aspect of your life that we haven't touched on so far in 2019. I know the year's still really new. It's Monday the 7th. We're going to have PHP Finances in. We're also going to have Rock in studio talking about real estate, talking about investing in yourself in different ways. We're also starting something different today, diet-wise, and so far so good, but I know it's just the very beginning. So it's kind of like an invest in yourself show today.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about our 21-day cleanse. Only fruits and vegetables for the next 21 days. Pray for us, please. Pray for us, please.
I feel good so far. Okay, I know I'm like barely into this. I woke up like at like 5:15 and but so far so good. It's 8:40 and I'm still alive, so that's exciting. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It is a beautiful, really it is a beautiful day, but it's a beautiful Monday morning. We're right in the beginning of a new year. It's 2019. We've been talking about different ways to get in shape, working out, and there's a lot of people working on themselves for their New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, we have started a 21-day cleanse with Dr. Aaron Chapa, and we started out great today. We got our shakes in. Mine, it's just like that feeling of what are we doing with ourselves? What have we done? Please pray for us.
Is it bad? Are you already crying about it? Is it really like already bad for you?
Yes, I took a drink of it and I said,
you know what?
Tears.
You know what the issue is? Yours didn't look good, and you're really big on like it has to look good for me to enjoy this. Yours looks like disgusting. I don't know. You should have kind of stuck with the formula and the sheet, especially on day one. But you're like, no, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in. You're like going chef mode. Day one.
I did. I went chef mode, and I thought it tasted good, but it did not.
Then why are you whining about it?
I'm not whining about the taste.
Oh,
I was
okay.
whining about what have we done 21 days.
Yeah,
no,
day one.
Day one.
I'm feeling good. I loaded up yesterday. I think I ate enough meat yesterday to last my 21 days. So I am excited. I had a little bit of chicken. I had some beef. I had like everything I could find in my refrigerator. Meat in the house, gone. I destroyed it. So today I'm ready to go. I woke up, went and did my normal routine, and then I got here and I brought all my supplements and carrying them around with me. So it'll be exciting to see how it goes down.
Did you say that you have the same bag from the last detox that you're walking around with?
Yeah, it's the same bag because I kept it. I had the same paperwork from the detox and everything. So it's chilling back here. I'm ready. Today's day one, no caffeine. So far, so good. So we'll see how this 2.5 hour show goes. No caffeine. I can already tell that things are a little bit different in here, but I'm trying to put my finger on exactly what it is.
It's the no caffeine.
No, well, I know there's no caffeine, but I'm trying to figure out like what is different. I'm looking around and things appear to be the same. There's trash everywhere, disorganized. It looks like it's Kurt's closet in here. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to put my finger on. Everything appears to be the same, but I don't know. Something feels off. But today I'm excited because we're going to have some guests in studio. We're going to be talking about investing in yourself and finances and real estate and, making decisions that prepare you for the future. So that way you're prepared when it's time to retire, have kids, an accident happens, or you're trying to buy a new house, sell a house. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so we have PHP Agency Incorporated coming in studio during the 9 o'clock hour. Last time they came in right before Christmas talking about all the ways that you can grow yourself financially. And then also we have Rockwell, who's coming in during the 10 o'clock hour to talk about houses and the housing market. So there's two different ways that you can grow yourself financially in 2019, and we want to give you those options.
Okay, so other than that, let us know what's up. I see Dr. Aaron Chapa just went live. I should try and join his live and see if he lets me in.
Let's
okay,
do it.
But Yeah, Dr. Chapa, that's what we're doing this detox and cleanse with. And let's see what he has to say.
A little encouraging word that you guys can do it. There's a lot we're going to be doing over the next 21 days.
This
Your
is true.
body is
He's talking
looking
about the
forward
detox.
to all the bioaccumulation of waste, toxins, and debris, and we want to release those.
He's not going to let me in. He's not going to let me in, Dr. Chop. Can someone tag Dr. Chop in this video and say, let Gardy in? Either way, I am excited. The cleanse starts today. We're talking about real estate, talking about making smart moves, planning for the future. I also see that Jimmy, the owner of Art of Coffee, just tuned in and he said, no. Wow. Is he talking about our cleanse and detox? Is that what's going on? Yeah, no caffeine. But I did make a trip to Art of Coffee last week, actually. What day was that? That might have been Friday, and I got an iced coffee, delicious.
You went to Art of Coffee without me?
You know, I have to cherish these moments whenever I get away from you, and I get to spend some time with anybody else.
So you know the funniest part? So I called you on Saturday, not once, but twice.
Yes,
both times, straight to voicemail, and I was like, Gardy, answer, and then you never called me back, and I was like, Is there something wrong with Gardy? Should I be concerned?
Were you?
I just was like, okay. He just didn't want to talk. I figured like Saturday was your cleanse day.
Well, the first day,
Curt.
the first moment I see you on Sunday, you're like, so you can't call me back? And I was like, you know, and I was listening to something the other day, and it was like, hey, this is a little tip. Nobody wants to be interrogated. Like, as soon as you see them, like, tell them, like, hey, you're wrong. You can't do this. You know, like, what, you know, why'd you do that? And that's what you did to me. And I was like, I don't like this. Why?
Did you go through and delete the phone calls from your phone log just so you can be like, I never got a call.
No,
I never got a call.
I don't put that much thought into you. Yeah. But like I showed him, I was like, Curt, I didn't get a call. And that's why you should message me. Maybe I had bad service and bad reception, but yeah.
Was that your cleanse day? Not only
I had a good Saturday.
21-day cleanse of meat, but also of Curt.
Wow.
21 days.
I wonder what life would look like if this was a TV show. It'd be like bloop 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 bloop, like a bubble would come up and like everything's perfect. I don't know. Win the lottery, like, oh, what's going on?
I think there's a lot of girls who are out there who are also like, I needed 21 days to cleanse myself of the Curt.
The Curt.
The Curt.
Is that how you imagine yourself? The Curt. Hey, Angie Butler, good morning. Paloma, what's up? Good morning. Natalie, everybody hanging out. I see Reggie tuned in. Roger, Mo. Guys, let us know. How are y'all doing today? Solion, Kelsey, Russ, everybody, let us know. What's up? What are y'all doing this week? What do you got going on today? It is Monday. It's a new year, new week. That's what's up. Angie Butler said, Curt, did you ever find out who left the note on your car? Let everybody know exactly which note they're referring to. I'm sure you get left notes all the time.
Yeah, every single day. No, this was one when we were at Chef Mary Bass's fundraiser for Chef Stable's Charities. We walked outside and there was a note on my car and we were driving by and I'm like, what does this note say? We get back to the station and we open up the note and all it said was nice man purse. And I was like, no name, no nothing.
Wow.
Apparently
we don't know who it was.
Nice man purse.
Yeah.
I put it on Craigslist.
The bag?
Hunt. Yeah, well, the note. I said, who left
Did you
me
really? Because I could see you doing that
did.
for real.
I did. I tried to get on Misconnections. Never worked.
Hey, Brittany, good morning. Nikki Garza, shout out Texas Pit Stop. You know, we enjoy the Texas Pit Stop, and their partnership with KHEA Radio is huge, and we value that. If you haven't been to the Texas Pit Stop, they're located in Lamarck off exit 10, and then they're located on the Seawall in Galveston, Texas as well. I do want to say that I also want to give a shout out to Misty at Naked Nutrition, because I'm going to be needing some help during this next detox cleanse, portion of January. And I feel like they're the place to go.
I tagged them in this post saying, please help us. We need fruits and veggies.
Oh, yes.
But only fruits up till 4:00 in the afternoon.
Is that on the rules?
It's on the rules.
I don't remember that part. I just know that Dr. Chapa has always said, like, if you're going to eat fruit, then you need to make sure you eat twice as much vegetables. This isn't just like a fruit diet. You're mainly doing the vegetables. because the sugar, that's in there.
I feel like if it's something that you just overlooked, it's okay. So like if you just overlooked,
You forgot to look at the clock.
You forgot to look at
It's
the
4:01.
sheets. Oops. Fruit. Eat them all at once.
Yeah. So Misty said, "Come see us." Yeah. So I think they're going to be a big, valuable, giant, helpful resource for us to make sure we can start this out strong. When it comes to convenience and also coming to like our custom meals. So that's going to be a big help.
Where is Naked Nutrition and Wellness?
You know what? I think they're located at in the World Gym foyer. Whenever you walk into the Mall of the Mainland, and they're right there to the left. Have you not been before?
I have. Yeah,
You need to go.
I just forgot. I never go enough.
Yeah. So Leon said she's exhausted. No diet for me today. I wonder if that's a sign your body's telling you like, hey, you need to do this. Your body's like, I'm tired of, living the normal way. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. I want something different. My body's like, oh, please give me real food, real vegetables, and help me out this way.
I feel like you just became Dr. Aaron Chapa for like 2 seconds.
I am. Yeah.
That might be a sign.
Somebody posted, somebody being Ashley, she had posted in that detox group.
Yeah.
It's like a support group on Facebook. And they said, show me kind of what you guys are eating today. And so I took a picture of one grape I'd eaten this morning. And obviously I ate a little bit more than one. But I just took a picture and someone was like, whoa, slow down there. Yeah, it's just funny.
Slow your roll. Are there
I'm stuffed.
Are there a lot of people who are doing the cleanse that are just like leaving the Bay Area Houston food lovers group and being like, I can't look at food for the next 21 days?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have self-control, and people probably have a little bit more self-control than they give themselves credit for. Like you can look at food and be like, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm not going to do it. Are you that kind of person? Or if you see, you're like, I need that.
Okay. So Wendy's commercials during like football games are the worst. I swear every time I see Wendy's and their delicious food on on a TV.
What is it about Wendy's?
I don't know. I see the
Is
food.
it the square patties?
It must be the square patties and just how good it looks on TV.
Remember when Dave Thomas, he was in the commercials and all that?
With the Frosty. Oh. So every time I see one on TV, I'm running to Wendy's.
I say Dave Thomas, you say with the Frosty.
And I'm like, Dave, why did you do this to me?
Wow.
Why?
I don't know.
But that's the hard part. So last night, I'm editing a video for Bonitos in Lamarck. We're partnering with the city of Lamarck to bring a new series called Shine on Lamarck. And
it's revolutionary. It's the first of its kind.
And you never heard of it before, Shine on Lamarck.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going to be focusing on the local businesses in Lamarck every other week. So we started with Bonitos. The whole time I'm editing the video, which it's delicious Mexican food. I was like, why are we doing this? I cannot have Bonitos for 21 days.
You can't. But the good thing about it, like whenever we went and shot the video last week, I hit up the buffet. I hit up that lunch buffet at Bonitos, and they make, I'm not even joking, we had this confirmed, they make about 500 enchiladas a day, like 400 to 500 enchiladas a day. And it's not a surprise because whenever I was in there, I probably accounted for about 100 of those. I don't know. Is that wrong?
Gardy, your plate was intense.
Yeah, well, like the first one is. Usually whenever I go to a buffet, like the first plate's like, okay, that plate may break because it can't hold like another ounce of food. That's just how I am. And then I'm like, well, it's a buffet, so I have to get another plate. They're like, it's in the deal. It was in the contract pretty much. Whenever I agreed and ordered, I'll take the buffet. It's kind of known like, well, you have to get more than one plate. So, I had to go back and I ended up eating like probably a couple hundred enchiladas. Easy. It's for the video.
It was for the video. Luckily, when I was editing this video, Gardy, you didn't look like you were chowing down on food. There's actually not a single shot of
me eating?
Of you eating this one. I decided to make you look good.
Wow. I think I look good eating. Why? Is that something you're saying I don't normally look good eating?
Usually you have complained in the past about how you look and that you're chowing down on food.
Well, you just whenever you show it's a shot. It's like a shot that would almost be like a subliminal message. Like if you're trying to do something like boom, it's just like me with like my mouth in the mid bite, and then you shoot it to something else, and you're like, oh, it's so cool. It was on the beat. It's like nah, nah, not really. Right now it's 8:54. This is KHEARadio.com 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11. We're caffeine free today. Give us some feedback. I need to know, is there something different? Can y'all tell a difference? Like, hey, those guys have not had caffeine today, or is it even better? Maybe the show's even better so far. How are you feeling like with the caffeine front?
I don't know what just hit, but something just hit where I'm just like, I want to go eat those Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros over there in that box that has been open for the last week. And I feel like it would taste really, really good.
Well, it probably tastes really, really stale because I don't know why, but you kind of just like left it open to the air. Like you're just like, psh, you can just pour them on the table.
I had some yesterday, and they weren't stale yet. So go figure why the Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros never go stale.
Wow. Well, there's that. Maybe some nice little preservatives.
Dr. Chop is like,
that's why you need to cut that out because they never go bad.
I was really hungry in church, and I was like, where can
when?
I find
What part?
food?
What portion of the service?
Evening service, probably just about the announcements time.
So, okay. So you leave during the announcements because you're like, I don't need to know any of this that's going on. You decide to come in here to the studio, which for some reason has cereal, and start chowing down.
I sat in that chair.
You sat in my chair.
And I ate churros.
Okay.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros.
Okay. You know what? I could have went my whole life without knowing. You know, is that a bad thing where sometimes like something happens, you're just like, I would feel way better if I just didn't know this at all. If I just didn't know, like Curt was in my chair, probably had his feet up here on the desk, hitting knobs, messing with stuff like, oh, eating cereal. Meanwhile, there's a dedicated team out there, media holding it down for you.
Yep.
And you're in here eating cereal.
Does it help that it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the churros version?
No, I think that makes it worse. Why would it help that it was churros? Because it's like limited time.
Limited time.
Once this cereal goes bad, I may never have it again. And what do y'all think about that? Did Cinnamon Toast Crunch need to come out with a churro edition? I don't know. Maybe so.
It's the best.
Wow. So it's 8:57. This is KHEARadio.com 99.5 FM. We're talking about finances today. We're talking about real estate. We're talking about everything going on. We're going to take a quick break, and I see your teams weighing in. They're like, oh, now we know where Curt is. Now we know exactly where he's been going. Like, hey, does anybody seen Curt? Nah, but maybe I'll check the radio room. He has his feet kicked up.
Chowing down on Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros.
Yep. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m. Coming up next is United. Oh, you bring on KHEA 99.5 FM.
Oh, you bring.
Peggy. So now we know where to find.
That was the worst time for that.
You disappear a lot. I have noticed that. Like you come in late, but you always like walk around fast and like a little bit hunched over, like with your head forward, and you make this like scowl. And everybody's like, "Oh, Kurt's busy doing something. He must be busy." That's the guy doing. So he's like scowling all the way to the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like on a stinking mission. Wow. He must be up to something important.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah.
You
ready?
I'm ready. Hey, what's up, Rockwell? We're going to have Rockwell coming in 10 o'clock hour talking about real estate. I think we have some amazing opportunities here in Galveston County and League City. There's a lot of, places you can invest in and all kinds of stuff. So what about?
Okay.
What's up, man?
Grab my phone really fast.
What's happening, bro?
Good to see you.
How you doing?
You doing good?
Good, man. Good. Woo, man.
You know what I like about when Keith comes in studio?
Why?
You look like you know finances.
I do a little bit, man. A little bit. I try to look the part, I try to look the part.
Doesn't his suit look good? It looks clean.
It looks good.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, Kurt. When I first got into financial services, I didn't dress like that. You know,
Yeah.
because I'm a fitness guy. You know,
Okay.
so I came literally, no lie, man. Adidas sweats, Nike shirt, and Jordans. My first meeting. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm squared away now. You know, I got the blue suit. You know, it's great now.
Is that yours?
No.
Okay. Cool. So we're gonna be talking about all kinds of stuff. It's gonna be a good show today. Right now it is 8:59, almost 9 o'clock. And Kurt, you still look like that logo. What do you say?
The Scott Van Pelt logo.
Yeah.
With the headphones and the bald head.
Yeah. A little bit. There's a little bit of that going on.
Wow. Solion says when he gives Kurt a firm handshake, he gives Gardy a brotherly, comfortable handshake. That's funny.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Sometimes you just know.
No, you're awesome.
Have you seen that skit? Oh, what's that? Is it Key and Peele? Where he's like the president coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's Barack Obama?
Yeah, he's like Barack Obama coming in. He's like, hey, what's up? What's
Yeah.
up? And he's like, man, you know,
Yeah.
like,
You gotta see it, Kurt. You gotta see it.
I've
It's
seen
funny.
that one.
You seen it? It's
that's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it's funny.
So we were talking about when did you want to go on? Do I have enough time to bring up a story?
Yeah, bring up stories.
So we listened to Grant Cardone.
Mm-hmm.
We just started doing a sell or be sold
Mhm.
podcast. And
Mhm.
one of the things that he said if you're not investing in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you're not doing the right thing. Like you're not selling yourself. So you got to go and get the nice suit. You got to get all the books. You got to be investing in your car.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Otherwise, it's gonna look like you don't care.
Right.
And so for you said I was coming in wearing the Adidas, but now I got to dress the part, right?
Yeah, because that was me. That was my persona. Being in fitness. I mean, if you looked at my closet, before I started doing what I'm doing, it didn't look like I was a financial services expert. But quickly I learned that in order for me to not only be a professional, but be perceived as a professional, from people who don't know me, I have to look the part,
Mhm.
and that's a big deal, looking the part. I think that's the majority of the process. First impression is everything,
Yes.
so when people see me, like Kurt said, bro, you look like, financial services, you know what I mean?
So, like, how did you make that jump, that transition from fitness into financial services?
Well, fitness is still a big part of my life,
Mhm.
a huge part of my life, but I mean, it's all about maturing, you know what I mean? Knowing that I'm more than just fitness, that's my background. I've
Mhm.
always been an athlete, always been in the gym, but now, moving up in life, getting older, you got to start, have some priorities.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the transition wasn't hard.
Mhm.
I love financial services. I just had to go buy some suits. That's all.
Where did you get that suit from?
This suit? Oh man, I can't even remember. This jacket, actually, I got it from Burlington.
Mhm.
I was in Burlington looking for some socks, and I saw this jacket. It was like a line of black jackets, and this one.
The one blue one's like,
Dude,
that's the one.
I had to grab it.
And in a sea of black jackets, be the blue.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like next time you come in, Kurt is going to be dressed exactly like you. He's going to be like, go to Burlington, get the jacket. He's like, get the
He's
shoes.
got the blue shoes.
Yeah, man.
Dang, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, man. I gotta keep it fresh, bro. Gotta keep it
That would-
fresh.
Doing it.
Is that taking it too far? Like, would that be taking it too far? And he's like, hey, what's up? Hey, I think I got that. He's like, you do.
You did. I saw it.
Yeah, man.
I looked at the tag. Like, see what it's okay. Yeah.
I love when I wear something. I have this sweatshirt, right? And I got it from this local place. And they
Here
go,
we
where
go.
did you get this? And I go, guess. And they're like, no, tell me. I'm like, no, guess. No, tell me.
Oh, the store. The store.
Yes, see, it's great. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Right.
Cracks himself up every time doing that.
I gotta use that.
It's great.
I
It's
gotta
funny.
use
I'm like, didn't tell everybody I got it from Guess.
Mhm.
And they're like, no, tell me. Grant Cardone is amazing, but a professional. Do you just wear suits, or there's days where you just show up to work comfortable?
What's the question?
For you, do you wear suits every day?
Most days now. You know, most days I'm at the office. Never go into the office without looking sharp. Never. You know, and actually at our office it's not, nobody stresses you about it, you know, but we have a high standard, you know, for presentation. You know what I mean? So 6 out of 7 days I'm in a suit, you know. The other day, probably Sunday, you know, I'm probably in a suit too, going to church. You know what I mean? But most days I'm in a suit, you know. Not necessarily a suit, you know, it could be a regular dress shirt, you know, some nice pants, but
business
casual.
business.
Because you never know, man. You know, you never know. You know, and for what I do, you know, I'm helping so many people constantly all day that I have to look the part. I have to be professional. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, man. Every day with it, bro.
So we got one more song we can play,
okay,
and we'll talk for a little bit more, and then we'll go on after this one.
Gotcha.
So do you listen to a bunch of like financial people like Grant Cardone, or who are you listening to get you motivated to go out and make some money?
It has to be Grant Cardone. I'm a big Grant Cardone fan. You know, I've been following him for about 2 years now. And funny story, I was personal training and I was doing bad in sales, man. You know, I'm a very personable person, great personality. I could talk to people all day, but when it came to selling them stuff, it was very uncomfortable for me. You know, even though I knew I was helping them, I always felt uncomfortable about it, you know? So I was looking for, you know, sales material, business stuff. I was on YouTube and I ran across one of his shows. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Young Hustler show with him and Jared Glant.
I think I've seen clips because he'll post it to his Instagram.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's, every Wednesday they do the show, but I'm watching the show and I'm like, dude, this dude's pretty cool. You know, he's older, but he's cool, you know?
Uncle Grant.
Exactly. Uncle G, baby. So I start watching the stuff more and more and more. I bought a book. I bought Be Obsessed to Be Average. I bought the 10X Rule. Then I bought Sell or Be Sold. And if you're not first, you're last. And then it was just boom, boom, boom. So it's him. I go to him. I like Ty Lopez, you know, cool. More for like internet marketing and advertisement, you know, but mostly Grant Cardone.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm a big Mark Cuban fan too.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, Mark Cuban's awesome.
I like watching Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank's awesome too.
Yeah, just you know, him on there because I'm a big Houston Rockets fan, and so I'm like, man, I hate the Mavericks. I don't like the Mavericks, right?
Yeah,
especially that rivalry, like in the mid, you know, 07, 08, 09, you know, and then they won a championship, and it's just like this stinks. But you got to respect Mark Cuban, you know, self-made billionaire,
man.
That's pretty cool, you know. And so then after like watching, and I'm like, hey, he's a funny guy, and he makes good investments with his money. You know, he doesn't waste his money, and he knows what he's doing. In his finances.
And I'll tell you this, okay, one person that I newly started to watch and listen to, and grab nuggets from, is actually the CEO and owner of my company. Okay, that would be Patrick Bet-David, who actually has the #1 entrepreneur YouTube channel in the world.
Cool.
Yeah. So business, sales, finance, life advice as well. Yeah, he's great.
That's cool.
He's awesome.
I need to check his stuff out.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. I would definitely subscribe to that channel, and he puts out a lot of content. You know, daily. So yeah.
Is this nice? Okay. Comfortable?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got 1 minute, 10 seconds. What's up, Luis, man? You know, my wife asked me, like, how's Luis? I was like, I don't know. I'll see him tune in once again. I know his work schedule had changed and some stuff, but talked to Miles, right? Miles sent us a picture of some boats, and then I talked to him on the phone, and looks like we're going to be going, hopefully, fishing sometime soon. Did he not talk to you?
No.
Well, maybe I'm going fishing.
Oh,
man. Here we go.
Solion said Zig Ziglar. I'm looking
Zig
here.
Ziglar?
Zig Ziglar.
Zig Ziglar.
Yeah.
Kurt has the way with names.
I don't know why I saw Zagler. There's no A, it's an I. Ziglar.
Yeah, Zig Ziglar, he's a legend.
Wow. How did I get an A out of the I?
I don't know. Okay, we got 20 seconds. We're about to do this. Here we go. All right. Let us know, guys. If you're watching here on social media, let us know what's up. If you have any questions, if you have any input, let us know. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We have a special guest in studio. We're going to be talking about everything that has to do with it's PHP financials, right?
PHP
Agency.
Yes,
So
sir.
y'all handle a little bit of everything. And so we had you scheduled to come in before. Some stuff came around, but we were still able to talk about everything.
Mhm.
Let us know, who you're with and everything that y'all kind of do.
Okay, so my name is Keith Davis. I'm with PHP Agency. We're actually the number one, the fastest growing financial services company in the world. We represent top companies like AIG, Nationwide, and MetLife. So we basically market and sell their products. So we help families, individuals, couples either protect their families, save more money, get out of debt, retire easier and safer. So we're a financial services company. So we're here to help the world, get in better financial shape.
Yeah, and that's something that I think a lot of people either just don't have the right information in front of them.
Mhm.
They don't know who to trust.
Mhm.
And making a decision like that, it kind of seems like it can be like, oh, I don't have enough money to
Right.
invest. But
Right.
what would you say to somebody who maybe doesn't know if they have enough money, like I can't start saving for now, I can barely worry about today?
I would say to get with an expert. We have a big team of agents, in 49 different states, especially here in Texas. It's probably our best state here in Texas. We do the most business here. And if you don't know, if you're skeptical, if you don't feel like that you can actually save money because of the lack of income, we can definitely help you out. We have a lot of tools, a lot of products, a lot of services that work from people who make a lot of money to people who are barely struggling to get by.
Okay.
So
That's cool. Whenever you're making those decisions,
Mhm.
you have to kind of look at the track record. And I guess for you named a couple big companies that I would say the majority of people have heard of before.
Right. And that's why people feel so comfortable with working with us, because we work with reliable companies that have been around for centuries, literally, like AIG. I don't know if you saw that big building downtown. These companies have been around since the 1800s.
Yeah.
So we're partnered actually with these companies. So, people trust us when they see those companies' names.
Yeah, it's been here for 100 years. Probably be here 100 years from now.
Exactly.
And you can trust that. So hey, okay, I'm 32 years old. I'm not sure when I'm gonna want to retire, but hey, it's never
50.
too early to start, right?
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, maybe 33.
No. Who would do the radio with me? I semi-retired last week.
Really?
Yeah. I went out Tom Brady style.
Okay.
I was like, I'm 9-3. I had a 10,000 rushing yards, riding off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Like a pro, man.
Yeah, that's Curt.
We hit 5,000 Facebook likes. I'm like, well, nowhere to go from here.
That's good news,
John walking out.
That's the way to start the year, man.
It is.
That's the way to start the year.
It was January 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It
And
was.
I was kind of not upset. I was happy, but it's like I wish we could have did it at the end of last year, because we had about 100 Facebook likes at like a year ago. Today we probably had like 100 Facebook likes, and so it was like, oh, that'd have been a really cool thing to end the year. But no, we ended like 30 like 30 shy. It was like 4,970.
Looking back, we probably should have made that post that we were 5
Yeah.
away on the 31st. We probably would have smashed that goal, but you know what?
It happens.
Can
You
we just
learn.
tell people that we did it on the 31st?
You
Deceive
can,
people?
but
Deception's never good, right?
Never.
That's
No.
what Grant Cardone said. Deception, never good.
Just
hey,
roll with it.
Curt, you have to give me $1 in Grant Cardone, $1 every time you say his name,
Why?
just because. I feel like this is a good rule to have. I'm gonna get
Dang.
rich.
So my
One
boy
way-
Grant.
Okay.
You said Grant Card.
Either one.
The whole name. But if I just say Grant, then we're covered, right?
Unless you're talking about like a financial grant, like for but you're never are.
Dang. So my favorite Grant Cardone. Oh, there's $1.
There you
$2.
go.
I gotta give one to Grant too.
He's gonna owe us. He owes us money, like for
Dang.
the amount of publicity.
You'll
that's
make a
going
lot
on.
of money this year.
Dang. Anyways, he said my favorite line is, "You are either a slave to someone else's idea,
Mhm.
or you create your own idea."
Either or, man.
Man, it's crazy.
You know what else he said? He said there's only two type of people in the world.
Sellers.
No. They're people who get the life that they want, and then everybody else.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Which one
yet.
are you, Curt?
That changed my life.
and everybody else right now. 2019.
Let's roll, baby. Let's roll, Kurt.
Okay, so let's say somebody is looking to either make some investments or make some decisions like, hey, I need to make a difference 2019, and they came to you,
Okay.
you know, for advice, and they said, hey, what can you do for me? Can you help me this year?
Yeah. So basically I would sit them down. We would talk about their goals, you know, financial goals, you know, life goals, family goals, as far as what they want. We just don't throw information on people. You know, we find out what they want. We find out what they need. You know, there are certain things that works for everybody, but then there are certain things that specific people need. You know what I mean? So we do things like financial analysis, you know, consultations, interviews, just to see what we can offer the person, you know, because everybody doesn't want a lot of money. Some people just want to be secure and safe, you know. So if we can do that for them, you know, we sit them down, find out what they need, financial analysis, you know, like example, like life insurance. We know that's something that everybody needs, you know, but everybody doesn't need to invest a lot in it. You know, some people need it just to pay off their home. You know? Some people may need it for their kids to go to college. You know, some people may need it just, I don't know, to pay off debt, you know, when they pass away, you know, but
don't want to hand that down.
Exactly. Every situation is different, you know. So for you, I would sit you down, find out what you need, find out where you're at, and find out where you want to be, you know, and then point you in the right direction.
Do you recommend that people be safe or aggressive with that life insurance or that long-term planning? Because I feel like for me as a 30-year-old, I don't care about the future. Like I always say, like, oh, that's a future Kurt problem.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
for me, it's like, I'd rather have the money now.
Yeah.
Future Kurt, I don't have kids. I don't have family. You know, like for me, it's like, life insurance.
Yeah.
You know.
So my advice is now. You know, now the time is now. Once you get the information, you know. Now, if you don't have the information and you don't know what to do, then I can understand. But once you get it, start making moves now. You know, I'll give you an example. Like my 6-year-old daughter, she already has a savings plan because of me. You know, and the reason why I see the benefit, and if I would have started a savings plan at 6, where would I be right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly. So I would tell anybody, whether you're 2 years old, or you're 22 years old, or whether you're 62 years old, just taking care of your financial means, you know, where you are, your savings, debt, things like that, retirement, future savings. That's something that needs to be taken care of now, ASAP.
Cool.
As soon as possible.
I remember taking a class when I was like in 8th grade, and they were like, well, you know, if you put away $100 a month, every month in a savings account, by the time you're 27, you're going to see X amount of growth.
Right.
Where if you start when you're 27 and do it, you're not going to see as much growth. That's crazy to think about still, like just starting someone at age 6 saving for that long term.
Yeah.
That 6-year-old, I wonder what kind of work they're doing to make $100 a month.
Yeah.
What do they do in Nebraska, Kurt? What are they doing, those kids? They
Don't
worked
ask
at
questions you don't want to know the answer to.
They worked at the Tyson meatpacking plant that you were like so proud of earlier. I wish that was on air when you were sharing that story, because he was like, "Oh well, they have the Tyson meatpacking plant there. Of course, there's going to be like this booming whatever
growth economy. It's all around.
All the sixth graders work there.
The Tyson meatpacking plant is like controls the whole city of Lexington. Like school doesn't close unless Tyson meatpacking plant closes. So like whenever there was a snow day, like it snows, right? There's like 8 feet of snow on the ground.
And where is this?
In Lexington, Nebraska.
Okay.
Mr. Tyson's up there. Like I could see him from like the top floor, like looking down. He's like, school stays open.
It's
and
like
it's
an
like
episode
snowing.
from Simpsons.
Exactly.
Yes, it was. Like,
and then he like evil laughs. And Kurt's like, all the kids are like walking in the snow uphill both ways. That's the story.
Yes, it is. For real. I remember like, oh, well, we got to be in school. Everyone else is closed around us, like every other school. But Lexington, we still had school because the meatpacking plant was open.
Right.
All the other big town. I can't like name, what's another Nebraska city? Omaha. I saw you mouth it. That's the only reason I know.
I've heard of Omaha.
Lincoln.
Because they got the steaks. Did they pack those Omaha steaks in Omaha?
Kalala.
Lexington had the Tyson. It was probably like the battle of the big rivalries. Chicken, beef. No?
The smell of the meatpacking plant. Woo. You knew it was cutting day.
Where are you taking this?
The smell.
Okay. So right now it's 9:18. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Have you made any decisions whenever it comes to investing in your future, whether that's life insurance or savings plan, setting up some kind of savings plan for your kids? Something interesting that I started doing was, opening up a bank account for my kids, putting some money in there, even like if they get something for Christmas, or sometimes family do that. Like, oh, here's $100. Like, what are they going to spend that on? $100 in toys? Like, I buy them everything they need. Yeah. They sometimes we'll just put it in the bank account,
There you go.
and at least it's in a bank. I don't know. It's better than just sitting in because he'll go, my son, so he's 6. He'll go into his like little bank and just be like, hey, here's all the money I have, and just like give it away to friends at school or something,
When did you set up my savings account and start putting
Do
money in
you
there
have a
for
bank
me?
account? Do you have a savings account, or is it just like checking?
I have a savings account for sure. There's like hardly anything in it, but there's something there.
So like, what can you do to make a difference? Like, what can you see as like do you want like a big savings account? Is it good to have money sitting there? Should you have
to me
multiple places?
This is maybe where I need to have you go around.
Sit down.
Key.
Yeah.
It's because for me, it doesn't matter if it's in a savings account.
Yeah, it matters where you're
or a checking account. I'm still using that money. You know, like it doesn't matter to me. Like, oh, that's for a rainy day. I'm like, well,
yeah. So that's a good point, Kurt. Where your money is at is very important. You want your money invested. Like give you an example. We have certain products that you can actually save money. You're not putting it in a savings account. You put it in a portfolio. Okay, so you can touch it, but it's in a safe place to where, unlike the bank, you can't lose any money if the market crashes or anything like that. And it's not as easy access to you as just going to swipe your card, So, I mean, where you put your money is very important. Very important. 1, because you don't want to lose it. 2, you don't want to spend it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have nothing against banks, checking accounts and savings accounts, but there are actual products and ways you can invest your money, save it, and get interest on it. So your money actually accumulates.
Yeah, I remember also being a kid, because my parents helped me open up a bank account, and just like looking at the bank statement, like, oh, I got mail, opening it up, and it was like, you earned 1 penny, in the past 6 months. And I'm like, to me, it's so much. I was like, oh my goodness, I have like $370 in there, and I got like a penny,
An extra penny.
Come on,
Yeah.
that's so much money.
So that would be interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in the bank, you get interest, and I don't want to confuse anybody listening, but I'm pretty sure some people know in the bank, you get interest, but not a lot.
Right.
It's under 1%.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's not even 1. But we actually get you in investments to where you can save money, but get real interest.
Yeah, like what kind of percentages are we talking
We're
about?
looking at as high as 12%.
12%.
A 12% ceiling, as low as 0, an average of 6 to 8. 6 to 8% on your money every year over the course of 10 to 15 years, you're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something else interesting you said, like your savings account, your checking account, that's money that's easily accessible.
Exactly.
Whenever it's there, hey, I have an app on my phone. I can just like switch it over. I can purchase it on my phone. I can scan my phone. I don't even have to take my wallet out.
Right.
And I can spend my money just like that.
Right.
Whenever like cryptocurrency, had that boom, and it was like Bitcoin's at 20,000, dollars. And a lot of people are, myself included, like I was intrigued, and they're saying like, we don't know what it's going to do. It could go up to $100,000 and all this stuff. But something interesting about that was that it wasn't easy to like just get your money out,
just take it out. Yeah.
And so that was an investment, and right now it's not, we don't know what it's going to do either way, but it's just something. It was a lot more difficult to get your money.
That's called being liquid. You don't want to be liquid, and your boy, I don't want to say his name because I don't have to pay you $1, but you know who I'm talking about.
Uncle G.
Uncle G.
GC, man.
Yeah.
He said you don't want to be liquid. And liquid would be, in Kurt's example, just having the money on hand like that, because it's money, man. And I go by this saying, if you don't, money's like a person, if you don't give it attention, it's going to find somebody else to.
It's dead money. I think that's what he's even said.
Yeah.
Uncle, it's like, if it's in the bank, it's dying.
Yeah.
If you took everything that you had and you had it in one little thing, and it has a potential to be so much more. You just got to find the right avenues, talk to the right people, make sure you have a plan that's set up.
And I love conversations like this because this is not something that we're taught growing up. You know, I mean, I kind of wish it was taught in schools.
Yeah,
that's a different story. But, you know, it's something that if a lot of more people were taught growing up, I think a lot more people's financial situations would be better, you know, a lot better. So, you know, where you put your money is very, very important. How you save your money is very important, you know, especially for when you talk about saving money for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you know, I mean, I'd rather have interest on my money, you know, than to just have it flat, you know.
Yeah. So we have a question. Kelsey asks, and I don't know anything about this, but she said, can you explain 529 plans for college? Is there a way to save, you know, money for college that y'all offer?
Saving money for college?
Well, she said the 529 plans for college. I'm not sure if that's something y'all do specifically.
We don't. Saving money for college. I mean, I would say get a scholarship, you know, but we I mean, that's something that we can give you some advice on, you know what I mean? But we mainly work with things like life insurance, you know, long-term savings, you know, retirement, you know, we handle things like if you have a 401k, we direct you and show you what to do with that. Things like IRAs, you know, and debt settlement. Now, as far as the closest thing to college that we would do is we help people get rid of their student loans.
Okay.
You know, so if you have student loans, then come to us.
And we do.
How do you get rid of student loans?
I think we all do, actually, right?
We don't really get rid of them. We don't get rid of them. Don't quote me. We don't just say, hey,
find a
student
plan.
Loan. Yeah, so we're actually partnered with another top company, Nationwide Student Loan, and we partner with them and we get you to consult with them and they run you through the whole process. It's very simple, you know, and get your student loans settled to where you're paying, you know, lower monthly payments. You know, you got to pay it off sooner or later, you know, but it just makes it more affordable for you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it can get, you know, if you're paying, see, I consolidated all of mine, which was awesome. But when it wasn't consolidated, it was $600, $700 a month. And I'm like, holy, you know, that's a lot of money.
That's a car payment.
And so I was able to consolidate it down. And so now it's based on my income. So when I make more in a year, I have to pay more for the student loans, etc.
Because when you stop going to college or when those student loans start, they don't really talk to you and see what you can afford. It's just like, here, pay it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to pay your student loans back, but you want to get in a comfortable situation to where you actually can pay it back without going under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something cool. And this is something my parents did for me too. So Lauren said her son, he's about to be 16 years old. And so she had told him, if you save money for a car towards a car, I'll just match it. And I think that's really cool, you know, and good parenting. And if you're in a position where you can do that, it also teaches something, you know, and it taught me something. That's what I did. And so I had saved $1,000. My parents were like, hey, so yeah, we should go ahead and look for that, you know, for that car now. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, and so that was a big help and a motivator to me. And so that's cool, Lauren. That's a great idea. Crystal, what's up? Kelsey, hey, what's going on, guys? I see some people saying good morning. This is KHEAradio.com 99.5 FM. We're talking about planning for the future, you know, making small moves now. There's things that are going to come up, you know, 30, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, even wanting to have things in order. So if something ever happens, you know, like to me, I have life insurance. If something ever happens to me, you know, I have 2 kids and my wife and everything will be taken care of. And it'll allow them to be in a comfortable situation where they're not saying like, we got to pay off, you know, Gardy's student loans. How did he leave us this, you know, beautiful present? So
I think that's the hardest thing for people to think about is when you pass away, it's not just like, oh, well, the life insurance pays for the funeral expenses. No, your debt just doesn't disappear. It's
it's passed down. Your kids are going to be getting phone calls from bill collectors, you know. So, man, life insurance, the thing about life insurance, sometimes it's an uncomfortable topic for some people, you know, and I mean, I've gotten to the point where I'm not uncomfortable talking about it. I've had enough conversations, you know, but I meet people every day and just the topic life insurance, it turns some people off just because they don't know much about it. You know, they just think, okay, if you die, your family gets money. I don't want to think about dying. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to think about dying, but at some point you have to think about what will happen when you do die. You know, what will happen? What will happen to your family? You know, they're gonna grieve, you know, but you don't want them to grieve financially. You know what I mean? The grievance would be much more soothing, not soothing, but less hectic if they're financially taken care of. You know, and it just starts with a simple life insurance policy, you know. And also, according to the savings, I want to say the life insurance actually not only protects your family, but there are benefits that you can have while you're still living. You know, I'll give you an example. We have this really popular life insurance policy. It's called an IUL. You ever heard of it?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's called an Index Universal Life Policy. And anybody listening, I recommend you check this out, especially if you need a savings plan, okay, and you have kids or a family. So basically, not only do you get death benefits to your beneficiaries, but you get living benefits as well. So while you're still alive, if you get chronically ill, terminally ill, critically injured, you have a lot of money to take care of you.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing is you have savings attached to that policy too. Remember the savings with the interest I talked about?
Yeah.
All of that is wrapped up in that one life insurance policy.
Okay.
It's golden, man. You know, and the only reason why people don't have it is because they don't know about it.
Yeah.
You know?
So how does it like? So for me, how much would you have to put into that? Like,
Yeah. So it's based on age. You know, it's based on medical history. You know, for how old are you, Kurt?
I'm 30.
Oh, bro, you're young, dude.
Yeah, well,
You're young,
I have the metabolism of like a 36-year-old.
But
I don't know if that helps.
We don't check that. Don't
Oh,
worry
okay.
about it.
He went and got like one of those body, you know, being it with the fitness background. You've seen all this stuff where it's
Yeah.
like, hey, the body analysis. They're like, so it shows that you have the metabolic, you know, like,
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
yeah. They show your metabolic age.
Yeah. And they're like, how old are you? He's like, I'm only 30. And they're like, oh, well,
Yeah.
there's some work to do.
Well, luckily for you, Kurt, we don't test that.
Okay, good.
We don't do fitness tests in the office.
What about
Sprints.
allergies? Like, are you like, well, he's got a lot of allergies.
Well, that would be considered medical, you know.
Dang.
So, but we don't. It's allergies. No, it has to be really high risk,
Yeah.
you know. But but if somebody wanted to know, if somebody wanted to know how much they would have to invest in their own policy, that's when they sit down and really, to be honest, people can choose how much they want to invest. You know, so it's not like set prices, you know.
Okay.
You pretty much what you can afford. That's why we do a financial analysis to see how much discretionary income somebody has.
Wow.
I feel like Dr. Choppa would be in like, this is an investment into your future.
Well, it is an investment in your future.
It is.
I mean, you should always be investing in yourself, you know, whether that's your body, you know, health, fitness. With us, we're doing a detox. We're trying to take some time and just reevaluate our priorities.
Heard about that.
Yeah, so that started today. We've done it one other time, and it was an interesting journey, but I felt better after.
I'm craving meat.
It's what time? It's 9:31 in the morning.
This is usually when I've had like my 8th steak.
You usually have cookies. He eats
Hey,
cookies for breakfast.
Really?
Dude. That's a healthy Lenny's and Larry's cookie.
But you eat two.
I ate
It's all right.
4.
Well, now I don't know if you're going to be eating any during this cleanse. We'll see. But
Blake Hawkins says Keith Davis is the man. Hey, Keith,
Blake,
I was just commenting or thinking here. Okay, we're on a 21-day cleanse, and Dr. Choppa says doing the 21-day cleanse is like doing 3 months of work. Is there a way where I could save for 21 days and like make like 3 months of savings work?
like the fast track.
The fast
Yeah.
track to getting my finances in order.
So you're saying it? Can you make up 3 months and 21 days when it comes to savings?
Oh yeah.
Of course you can. Just put more in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like the car payment because
Yeah.
we talked about your car. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, I owe this
Simple.
much and I want to double it down. I've
Yeah.
seen people do that with their houses.
Yeah.
But-
I did that with my phone bill, dude. I paid it off for 6 months, so I ain't got to worry about it.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. You know,
That's legit.
Yeah.
6 months straight
Yeah.
up.
get over with, get out the way.
You know, something interesting. I used to work for AT&T and got set up with a 401k. And my-
there you go.
my
That's a good
dad-
conversation.
Yeah, he retired from AT&T. He
That's a
worked
good
there for almost
conversation,
like
dude.
40 years and had his 401k, grew
Mhm.
it, and you know, it had a great deal.
Yeah. So with the 401k, a lot of people, that's a very popular product.
Mhm.
Reason why is because most jobs offer it.
Match it.
But yeah, a lot of people don't know what a 401k really is, though. You know, and there are options outside of the 401k. You know, they just throw the 401k on you. You're like, okay, I need a 401k.
Yeah.
The job gave it to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, the 401k isn't bad. But I mean, but there are other options, better options, safer options that you can actually get better returns from. more safer returns, you know. The 401k, that product, just a little education for anybody, has been around for a little under only 40 years. You know, it is as long as a lot of people have been alive. There are other safer, and when I say safer, I mean inflation protected, you know, IRS protected investments that you can make that have been around for centuries. They're more trusted, you know. Nothing against a 401k or whoever has them, but we actually do 401k rollovers. So we take the 401k and we roll it over into an index product to where the person has safer returns, you know, so they can't lose money in the market. So when the market crashes, they don't go under.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if you know anybody with 401k that has happened to them before.
Yeah.
And it's happening a lot frequently now in this year, transitioning from 18 to 2019. And it's IRS protected. So when you do decide to withdraw your money for retirement or your savings, it's tax free. Not with the 401k though. With the index
they tax
product.
that.
Yeah. Because they hit you with the 401k.
Oh, I cashed mine out as soon as I saw
yeah.
I was like, how much is in there? Sweet. I'm good to go. But something interesting, even about that aspect of the 401k, is that, and they don't teach you, they don't give you any kind of it's just like, hey, here it is.
Yeah,
and it's like, sweet.
No
okay.
guidelines.
That's what's up.
No overview, no orientation, you know. So
but you can move stuff around in there. Like my dad showed me, he's like, oh, you can do this, you know, and my dad hadn't had one for years. He's like, yeah, if you move it here, you know, you can see how much of a risk you want to take and put it here and there, and like within that one thing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, because there are mutual funds, you know, there are things like that. But that's what we do. You know, we sit down with people and we never force anything on anybody. You know, we never say you should do this. You know, but we always say, hey, if you did this, this what it would look like. You know, if you stayed here, this what it would look like. Because there are benefits and cons to everything. You know, even with the 401k, there are a lot of cons, but there's some pros too that work for some people. You know what I mean? Some people like the market. You know, they like the high risk, you know, high return, high risk, you know what I mean? But to each his own, you know, it's all about where you want to be. If you want to be safe and secure, you know, I would recommend looking into getting your 401k rolled over.
Okay.
That's my advice.
Curt, are you more of the safe and secure, or you want to like, let me roll the dice. Let me see what's going on.
I see Lauren said here, win the lotto and invest. I'm trying to get that fast track. That's exactly what I'm doing.
That's some good advice.
Rolling it and go. Roll, go.
Yeah, high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The penny slots? Come on. Let's put in the $100. Let's go.
Yeah. Our good friend Joe Perez, I saw that he did like his wife had won like a penny thing the other day and they were in Vegas. Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the 401ks, I mean, one question we always ask people with the 401k, and like Curt, if you had a 401k, the one thing I would ask you is if I can promise you something that'll give you market-like returns without market-like losses, would you be interested? And I'm pretty sure he would say yes.
Oh, sure. Wait,
you know?
why are you selling me on this right now?
I'm just saying, dude.
Do you want my credit card?
Let's do it, man.
My social and credit card.
Let's get it taken care of, bro. You know,
Curt does.
Where do I
that.
sign?
Yeah.
$80 to change my address. Let's go.
Oh, he did that. He got scammed on the internet.
My email address is still in the dark market somewhere.
Wow.
It happens. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we can still touch on. I mean, there's so many things. Like, I don't know, Curt, do you want to be an example of like what would be the best thing for you to do? Like, what do you think?
Invest.
Yeah, but like invest in what? Like in yourself? I mean, whenever you say invest, there's so many things you can invest in, like, you know, investing in your appearance, your knowledge, I
have this great idea that I want to invest in.
Okay.
What's that?
It's blimps that are made of hydrogen and they fly. That's what I want to invest in.
You can invest in blimps, I'm sure, but
blimp.
A blimp, yeah.
Like the big
balloon
thing.
Yeah, with hydrogen.
Okay.
I think like that's the
I haven't
next
seen
big
one
thing.
of those in a while.
That's the next big thing.
Now that there's like, they all went away, so now everybody forgot about blimps. So Curt brings them back, and everybody's like, "Oh wow!" And then drone. I feel like, what's the purpose of a blimp? I feel like it was to get that drone shot, like over football games, and that was it. Like you're not traveling anywhere fast.
No,
and like how many people are in there too?
2 people.
It's like the Ninja Turtles had a blimp. I remember that.
Some people did it for like advertising. and marketing.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like we could put a KHEA radio.
Yeah, the
blimp together.
KHEA just flying over the city, you know.
Yeah.
People are like, what is that blimp? It's the KHEA radio blimp. See?
Yeah.
Investing in our future.
I like that topic though, man. Investing in yourself,
Yeah.
because I'm really big on that, dude.
Mhm.
You know, I think that people they ask, so what should I invest in? What should I invest in? A lot of young. This is for the young people. You know, a lot. What should I invest in? What should I invest in? A lot of young people want to invest, and I always tell them, like your boy says, man, Uncle G, invest in yourself, man. Invest in yourself. Buy the material. Buy books. Get in front of people. Invest in, like I invested. This was investment coming to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Invest in people. Invest in resources. Invest in networking. Invest in, knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to finances, obviously invest in yourself. Invest in your savings, your retirement, getting out of debt. Protecting your family. But yeah, man, investing in yourself. That's the best thing you can do for yourself, man.
That's cool.
And everywhere in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's 9:39. This is KHEA. Kickstart's going to be on till 11. And I'm excited. Today's day one with no caffeine. Do we seem normal? Like we haven't had caffeine. Well, in a couple hours.
You were a little bit more lit last time.
Yeah, I was. I feel like I was.
You're a little bit more chill.
But I'm trying. I don't know.
I feel like it's also because you're surrounded by two dudes who look really, really good today.
Yeah.
And you showed up in jeans and a straight jacket over here.
A straight jacket. I'm taking my jacket. We're going to a break. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. A straight jacket.
Straight jacket.
Dude, so we took a whole bunch of pills today too, part of the cleanse.
What?
We had to take a whole bunch of pills.
Well, she told me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we're on these
Y'all
pills
just started, right?
today, day one.
Okay, day one.
And I've literally got, we should show just in case people are watching, like they're taking pills. Whoa.
I'm taking 8.
These are the pills. Okay. So they're legit pills. Like we're not like drugging up over here.
Like they're
Herbs.
natural. Like
Okay.
Herbs.
Yeah.
Chill, people. Chill. Okay. Anyways, I'm starting to like get chills down my back.
From the pills.
Probably. I don't know.
Is that a good thing?
Or maybe we're getting chills because everyone's talking about 10x.
There you go.
What's 10x?
What?
10x.
Okay, I told Kurt. I read like 10x.
Oh, from Uncle G.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Uncle G. I read that the 10x rule, and I told
haven't read that yet.
So check.
You haven't read the 10x rule yet?
No.
What?
This dude, I tried. I tried
Bro.
getting him to like. I read it in March.
I'm reading
of last
Sell
year.
or Be Sold right now.
You should read the 10x rule.
Before I do the Sell or Be
You read
Sold.
10x rule before you do anything.
Gardy, you didn't tell me
I
this.
tried with the
Oh
10x rule
You
already.
didn't tell me this.
Hey, you know what I do, Kurt? I listen to the audio version in my car.
Dude, you didn't even send me the audio version. You sent me the audio
Do you
version
have the audio
for
version?
Sell or Be Sold.
What?
Do you have the audio version? Yeah. It's awesome, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Dang.
I've tried, Kurt. I've tried with you. Remember,
Come on, Kurt.
I shared the story. I was trying to listen to the 10x rule. Actually, because I was like, this isn't for me. This is for you. I was like, I have a present. We were driving to Humble. And
Is that
this
what
dude yeah, it was a 10x rule. And this dude's playing Candy Crush on his phone and like not listening to anything. I was like, Kurt.
That's where he said the be a slave
Yes.
to someone else's ideas
Yes.
or
And
create
you're
your
like,
own.
huh. That
And
was
I
the
was
only
like,
thing you got out of it.
It's the only thing I remember. That was the 10x rule? Oh, Uncle G. I'm going to have to get on it.
How far are you into Sell or Be Sold?
I've read like 2 minutes of it.
That's it, huh? Just enough to send me that clip of
Yeah.
you with it.
It's all about, perception that I'm doing it. It's all about perception.
There you go.
Kelsey said, I'm kind of sorry I can't do the cleanse with y'all. Kind of not.
Why can't you do the cleanse? Why? I need
Sorry.
Kurt just muted the mic and said that you need to have it's Jackson, right? Have the baby do the cleanse too. Why would you suggest that? It's wrong.
Oh,
What is
man.
wrong with you? Yeah. So Kurt,
My finances need really, really big help. Really big help.
well, do you have life insurance?
No, I did when I was married.
Yeah.
We had life insurance together.
Yeah.
Then
Then she stopped paying for it.
and then she stopped paying for it when
What's
she
wrong
started
with
seeing
her?
the other dude, and then no, I'm just
Yeah.
But no, I used to have it, but as a 30-year-old, like,
Yeah.
I'm covered.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I kind of want my kids to have
Oh my gosh.
just be like, the last thing I left you, $70,000 worth in debt. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
You would do that to your kids?
Yeah.
No, I would not do
Yeah, and it's crazy because I meet people young like Kurt, who like, man, I don't think I need it right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then I see cases every single day of young people, pass away and
Mhm.
with kids, and they should have had it. They could have had it. It was that easy for them to have it.
I've seen some life insurance policies where you can pay into it,
Mhm.
and then after you get to a certain
You
age,
stop paying.
well, you can, I don't know, borrow against it or actually just access it.
So remember the IUL I was talking
yeah.
about? Yeah, so you can take out a loan against yourself, and you can put in it. That's the cash value. You
Yeah.
can withdraw your cash, and when you withdraw it, it's tax free.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, honestly, it's better than putting money into the bank. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I never tell nobody not to put money into the bank.
I just
Right.
tagged at Wells Fargo. I'm really
Is that your
sorry.
bank?
Maybe. They just tuned in and they're like, get that guy off the radio. He's ruining our business.
Yeah. So that's the thing about the savings in the life insurance policy, and it's just much safer. I'm pretty sure you've met people that had a lot of money in the bank and they had trouble getting their money or accessing it, or they lost some, and that's very unfortunate. You're building, then you take a big hit. You know what I mean? You weren't prepared for. So in these life insurance policies, they open portfolios for you to where it's your money. You get interest on it. It's your money. Nobody can touch it. It's tax free. It's inflation protected. And whenever you're ready to withdraw it, you can withdraw it and do what you want with it. And you also have other things like living benefits and your family's protected.
Cool.
But I grew up, put your money in the bank, save your money, put your money in a savings account, and that's not bad. But if you want a better option, more safer option, I mean, it's 2019. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. So now it's time to start looking at different ways of doing it,
Blake says here, the IUL, be your own bank. Used
Yeah.
properly, it's an asset.
Basically, yeah. And Blake, that's a great comment. It is your own bank, and like you guys mentioned, you can take out a loan against yourself, so you don't have to worry about getting approved for it. It's your money. It's your money. So there's nobody that's going to deny you of your money.
Yeah.
So, and when you pull it out, it pays it back on its own, so you can be your own bank, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
it's phenomenal because you never heard of it, and the only reason why people are not doing this because they don't know about it. I promise you, if 99.9% of people who didn't know about it knew about it, all 99.9% of them would do it. Or they may have more questions before they do it, but eventually they would come around.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I have probably the most simplest question for
Go
you.
ahead.
If I got an IUL,
Uh-huh.
how long until I start dressing as good as you?
Next day.
Next day.
I'm gonna put you on, Kurt. I'm gonna put you on, man. We can go shopping together one day.
Are you going to
man.
be jealous if I start looking good?
No, I don't think so. It's hard to predict the future,
Somebody said,
but
they're like, man, what if I missed out and Kurt actually like glows up? And I'm like, oh yeah.
somebody said that.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Amanda.
To you?
Yeah.
She unblocked you from like all social media platforms again?
This was a couple of days ago, like a couple of weeks ago.
That you got unblocked?
No, before I got blocked.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, well, there you go. Well, we're still waiting.
Dang, Crystal. It's because I don't have any eyebrows.
Well, it doesn't help. Yeah. I think Amanda's okay. I think she'll be just fine.
Which is fine. glowed up.
We want you to glow up, Kurt.
I have. My Jeep Compass is getting fixed today.
You took it to the shop.
No, it's coming here.
Where is it?
What?
Huh?
Out in the parking lot.
Well, yeah, but like,
I'm having a mobile automotive person come and fix the car in the parking lot of the church.
okay.
So I don't have to take it anywhere. Have you ever heard of that? Like mobile automotives. That's
Makes sense.
crazy.
There's a need. There's needs for it.
I hear my boy Uncle G. Were you listening to
It
Uncle
was a video he was doing.
Luis said, "Bring back basketball."
Basketball.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's been hard. It'd be hard to find time. But yeah, people ask me all the time because we used to play basketball. We have a gym over here,
Mhm.
and I said we would play like every week.
Oh man,
And
we
then-
gotta hit the court one day, man.
You play?
A little bit.
Who's your favorite basketball team?
Oh man, I've been a Chicago Bulls fan since I was a kid. You know,
That's
MJ days, bro.
respectful.
I can't let them go. It's just like ironically, I'm from New Orleans. I'm a Saints fan, but I've been a Tom Brady Patriots fan since a kid. You know,
Uh-huh.
I just can't let the greatness go, man.
Yeah.
You know,
That's cool.
So
It's
you
embedded.
also like the Warriors because they're also the bandwagon team.
Of course, the Warriors
Okay,
are great.
There you
You
go.
know, probably my fourth favorite team. Maybe I'll put them on the list, Kurt.
Let's see. Oh, and the New York Yankees.
You're a Yankees fan.
You are
Not me. Red
Oh.
Sox.
Red Sox.
Yeah,
Wow.
because when I did the Patriots thing, I had to do the Red
The Red
Sox.
Sox.
thing, too. Yeah, so,
Makes sense.
yeah, it just made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like Zach Levine, him and for the Bulls now, him and man, somebody else, they were going back and forth, and then the Bulls he hit that buzzer beater, but it was like they went and reviewed it and it was still in his hand with yeah. I like Zach Levine. He's a good
I'm a
athlete.
huge Derrick Rose fan. He plays for the
Oh, yeah.
Chicago Bulls.
In like 2011 or
Yeah.
what? No,
He's
he's
from
doing
Milwaukee
good.
now.
He's doing
No, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Sorry.
he's in Minnesota.
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 Yeah, but he's doing good.
When he left, I let him go. I let him go.
So did his knees.
yeah,
Hey-o!
He's back.
good one.
Oh,
He's
that was
back.
a good one though, right?
That was a good one.
Derrick Rose.
Is he healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have him coming off the bench, but no, I think he's second in voting for the All-Star, like starting just from the fan vote
Mm.
because people are kind of, pump
Come
on
back.
him. Yeah, putting up good numbers and
Yeah.
stuff.
Nice.
Lacey said, "Wow, I'm learning a lot about how much you like sports." Oh,
Me?
yeah,
Oh wow. Yeah. I'm not a big sports fan.
yeah,
You know, I grew up playing sports. My whole life. But I mean, I love sports. Sports are great. You know, I don't spend too much time watching them nowadays. But sports always it's in my heart.
Yeah.
It's in my heart.
I used to play. Well, I played fantasy football last year. This year I didn't, and then in 2010 or 2011 I started playing fantasy basketball, and this was my first year to not.
Mhm.
And it's because like things have been ramped up, just really
Mhm.
busy. And I was like, I could make time,
Yeah.
but there's probably other things like more productive stuff I could be.
Yeah.
But it tore me up.
Yeah, I mean, sports are great, man. You know, it's a part of life. You know,
Yeah.
but I don't spend a lot of time watching Sunday football, which I wish I could.
Yeah.
wish I could, but
So you're a New Orleans, but
I'm from New Orleans.
But are you a Saints fan?
I want the Saints to win the Super Bowl,
Okay, well that's
and I
that's
believe
my
they
question.
will, just because we just lost.
Yeah.
It happened last time they won the Super Bowl. They lost to Dallas,
Yeah.
so we'll see. That was a good and bad game.
Mhm.
Did y'all watch that game?
Which one?
The Dallas and New Orleans game?
No, I didn't get to.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. They
It
beat
was
them.
early in the season, wasn't it?
No, it was just recently, like this weekend. I
A
mean,
couple weeks ago.
yeah, it was just recently.
Yeah.
Like that score's like 28-0 or something.
Dang.
It was bad.
Luis said that's why Gardy does not talk sports with Kurt. Yeah, I don't talk because he's like Derrick Rose plays for Milwaukee, the Bulls. Yeah,
I knew it was some M team.
Yeah,
Madison Square Garden.
he plays for the Madison Square Garden, dude. Man. So let's see. After this, we'll go on. We can recap a little bit of everything, and then we're out of time. But
Cool.
as far as like anybody that's watching or listening right now,
Mhm.
if they wanted to get a hold of you,
Mhm.
how can they do that?
You can get a hold of me anywhere. I'm all over social media. I'm at KD Body on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
At KD Body on Snapchat. I'm my YouTube channel, which I do a lot of motivation and health tips, financial tips, just life tips. If you want to get your finances better, if you want to get your fitness better, just all around life, every area of life, faith as well, motivation, go to my YouTube. It's KD Body World. KD Body World. You know, Facebook, KD Body Fitness. You can go to my website if you need some fitness help. You know, want to find me. And even if you don't need any fitness help, but you want to just get in contact with me, it's kdbodyfitness.com.
Okay.
So yeah, KD Body. If you just type KD Body in, you'll find me.
The stream,
It'll just come up. The
That's what's
website, the YouTube, the Snapchat, the Facebook, the Instagram. I'm on everything. LinkedIn. Yeah.
You know, sometimes we see people that have like different.
No. All one word. That's definitely not me.
Sometimes
There it is.
we see people that don't use the same name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they
Well,
use something
I
different
do.
for everything.
I need you to find me, man. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a different name on everything.
Yeah, then you have to know like what was it on this, what was it on
Yeah,
that.
just
but
KD Body on everything.
pretty necessary.
You'll find me.
Posting the link to the YouTube. Dude, that's what's your profile picture in that suit.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Ooh. Rocking the suit. Do you drive a TV?
What's happening,
Huh?
people? It's
A
your
TV,
boy
a Tom Brady?
KD.
Do you drive?
Hey
the Tom
man, I got
Brady
a question
car?
for you.
No,
So
I feel like you dress like Tom Brady.
You know me, man. I don't know how long.
2 seconds. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's 9:55. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have Keith in studio talking about a little bit of everything. And can you kind of share one more time, if somebody's listening, you know, on the radio, how can somebody get a hold of you? How can somebody contact you?
Yeah, so if you go on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, if you type in KD Body, if you're wondering why that's my name, I'm a fitness guy, you know, hence the body part. But my website, KD Body Fitness, I do training programs, meal plans on there. But if you just want to get in contact with me, if you want to give me your contact information, I can reach out to you. You can just go in there, put it in. You can DM me on any social media site. I'm very active on Instagram. I know a lot of people like Instagram because it's fun. Just KD Body on Instagram. You know, DM me. I promise it's not going to be weird. Just hit me up. Don't be hesitant. Shoot me a message, a comment, anything, and I'll definitely reach out back to you.
That's cool. So if somebody, like what's a good reason? Like why should somebody contact you? You know, what areas of their life can you kind of give them that push with?
So I'm real big on fitness and finances. Okay, that's the two big areas of my life. I love motivation. I kind of use motivation in any area, but fitness and finances. So if you want to get in better physical shape or in better financial shape, hit me up. I'm your guy.
Why are you staring me up and down, Gardy? Man.
Was I? I didn't know I was. I need to go back and look at the tape.
This Boudin body makes a lot of money, all right?
I guess get it, Kurt. Wow.
Yep. Well,
That just happened.
Yeah, so any area, fitness or finances. You want to make more money, save more money, or get in better shape, I'm your guy.
Cool. You know, is there anything else? Final closing thoughts? Anything else you want to share?
Yeah. I just want to piggyback off of what you said, man. Invest in yourself. You know, invest in yourself. Invest in your body. Invest in your mind. Invest in your finances. You know, and it's never too early. You know, it's never too early. A lot of young people think it's too early, and a lot of older people think it's too late. You know, you never know until you actually get the information. You know, so invest in yourself.
Thanks. Cool. One of our listeners just sent an angry react. What?
Who's angry?
Why are you angry reacting us?
Maybe they're angry about your Boudin body comment.
Dang.
I don't know. Trademark.
Wow, straight up. Trademarked.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. I love it.
We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Coming up next is LFC Creative Worthy on KHEA.
Found out who it was.
Say it again.
It's our 10 o'clock guest. Why are you angry reacting us?
Who's that?
Rockwell.
Rockwell, what are you? If you're watching right now, dude, that's what's up. Blake Ryan tagging your number to give you a call, man. Thanks, Blake.
Who's that?
Blake Ryan?
Oh, Blake. Blake was here last time.
Blake, tagging your number. Pinned it. Is Rockwell here?
I don't know. I can call him, but I wonder if the door is locked.
Miss Joanne should be here.
Oh, she is. Okay, never mind. Cool.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Oh, man, look at those blue shoes. I appreciate it.
Thanks for
I'll see
having me, man.
We'll see you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Had fun.
Marty, look
What?
at those blue shoes.
I got some gray ones like these too, man.
That's not cool.
That's what's up.
And these are, bro, you know, these are only like $30. The Calvin Klein, $30. We gotta go shopping, Kurt, man. Let's go shopping, bro.
Gardy doesn't take me shopping.
I did one time, but he wanted me to come in the fitting room every time. And I was like, Kurt, you can just come out here. He was trying to buy some jeans, actually those exact pair of jeans. And yeah, we made did we put it on Instagram? It was like an Instagram story or something.
Yeah.
Where he was like, dude, what do you think? What are these? I was like, those are great. Those are great, Kurt. I'm not gonna feel the waist. Like when you're a little kid, like, see if there's room in the waist.
Yeah.
Lift up your shirt.
Stay in contact.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure.
Hey, what do you guys have where's your service that on?
It's here.
Here, I want to come by.
Yeah, come check it
10
out.
o'clock and 6 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
That'd be great.
I was thinking about that. I was gonna give you a call earlier,
Yeah.
like a couple of weeks ago. Like last week, I wanted to say we tried to come this fast,
Yeah.
but I ended up going to Dallas.
10 o'clock. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and we'll both be here.
Okay.
We're here. Crystal too.
All right.
Thanks
See you,
for
man.
having me.
We'll see ya.
Nice to meet you, Crystal. First time. All right. If y'all need anything, let me know.
We'll do.
All right.
You as well.
All right. That was fun.
That was great.
That was fun.
Okay, Rockwell, why are you putting the angry react?
He flooded it.
It was not just like one accident.
You want
It
to
was
bring him in?
He's
Okay. What is what?
He's got a polo bag. What is up with all these people who look good and dress good? And then we're sitting here looking like garbage.
2019, man. How you doing?
What's
up?
Good to see you again.
So, Kurt had a question.
I do. Rockwell, why
Ask
did
away.
you flood our Facebook with the angry reacts?
Was it me?
There's only one angry react
Save him
on our post.
You know what I think that is? I think my daughter has my Facebook open on her account. So
Why would
she's
your
mad
daughter
at
hate
something.
that? It wasn't just like an accidental. Like there were like 4 or 5 angry reacts.
Yeah,
I'm looking
that's
over at
definitely
Gardy's.
her. That's definitely my daughter.
My Kellen will do that too, but he's like, "Oh, I want to see what this one looks like." This one.
So I think my wife messed up and said that I'm going to be on the radio or something. So
Yeah.
they probably they can get in my account. So they're like, let's put emojis up.
You know, here's what I think I need.
Do hearts.
There's some coming right
Do
now.
hearts,
some angry-
sweetie.
I need hearts. I need people like flooding our stream right now with hearts because
Hearts.
I was
Russ is
kind of
doing hearts.
I was triggered by the angry reacts.
Yes, you're mad at a 7-year-old.
It triggered me. You know, the other thing that really triggers me, and I feel like we should do like a little like 2-minute segment with like what triggers Kurt, because
Oh, gosh.
there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
You know what the first thing that triggers me?
what?
The alarm sound on the iPhone.
Like to wake
Ooh.
up in the morning.
To wake up in the morning is a trigger.
I don't want to wake up.
But I hear
You're
it.
friendly.
Or
I
you-
hear it and I trigger.
Which
Like,
one?
if
What's
I'm-
your sound like? Because you can change it.
So you wake up angry every morning.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a bad
mad.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like even throughout the day when I hear it, I'm like, oh, that noise.
Play your alarm sound. and
I
then
gotta
we can
find.
put them
Yeah,
on.
how do I set? How do I find?
So Leon said you trigger me.
I'm triggered by that statement.
Luis said probably because they saw you with no eyebrows. Hey, Desiree, we need to go by there.
How do you set your alarm sound?
I don't know. So we were talking about all kinds of stuff so far, whether that's, like life insurance. We're talking about, saving money in different ways that you can do it. And then also,
There it is. That's what everybody has. That's mine too. Yeah.
Also just like investing in yourself, whether that's like, hey, sometimes, perception is everything, dress nice, obviously, read books. Don't just like put garbage in, do some research on just like life and other stuff. And that's what we've been kind of going on so far. But
we thought it was a perfect transition talking about houses, because when you get your finances in place, you can get houses.
Well, that's true, but think about this. Everybody has to live somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So a house is a natural investment, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're like Curt and living in your mom's basement. It's a goal, all right? It's an achievable goal because you're going to live somewhere for the rest of your life.
You
right?
have to.
How did you know this?
Is there a basement in Tech City?
Man, I'm surprised you used the basement reference. Gardy's never heard of a basement before, right? Because you've lived in Texas your whole life. People in Texas don't have basements.
No.
That's crazy to me.
We're the Bayou City.
Yeah, it would just get
You're going to
water
live
in it.
underwater if you do.
Basements are the best.
Why though?
Because that's where you have your man cave.
Well, in
That's
Texas, it's upstairs. It's called a game room.
Ooh, a game room. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Game room is definitely on the must-have then.
That's like on your checklist. Like
need a
if
room
you're
to
looking
just-
for something,
I just need a room to handle all the
Why
things
don't
that
you
get
just
triggered by.
your bedroom, why don't you just like have your room?
Because the room is accessible by other people.
Okay. Who? You bringing in your room? Like the cleaning people?
Yeah, that's right. I don't have anyone either.
Yeah.
Dang. this took a turn.
You don't need a
back
room.
away from the mic. You guys have a conversation. One where it's not triggered by.
Yeah. So we got Rockwell Aguilar in studio. Rock, let people know, because you have a cool social media, like your business page. How can somebody find that one?
Just go to Facebook, go in the search bar and type in Rock Aguilar EV, all one word, ROCKAGUILAR EV. And that'll be my business page, and just hit like, or just go to Rockwell Aguilar. That's my personal Facebook page, and friend me.
Yeah.
I got 700 friends, but how many can you hold? Like 4,000. So I want to fill up.
I think 5.
5,000 now?
Yeah, 5,000.
So I need 5,000 friends.
I'm approaching the 5.
No, you're not.
No.
Where are you at?
12.
12?
12.
That's not bad. You got room, and you do have to get a little bit more picky. That's what Mary Bassett said. That
When you get close.
it's like, man, do I really?
Like, who interacts with me? Who do I
Exactly.
follow?
I just need the top 6 MySpace style.
Top 8?
Top 8. That's all. I just need 8 friends
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't like Facebook friends in general because they're like, I don't want to see everybody's feed, but you can hide people. Hide them for 30 days, or just like, okay, I don't want to see that guy. I don't want to see this girl.
Yeah.
And then just have the people in there that you want to see.
Rockwell, you've never liked or commented on anything of mine. Did you hide my feed as well?
We've only been friends for how long?
A
Maybe
day.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got to give it time.
Yeah.
You get it
yeah,
right away?
yeah.
The Facebook algorithms like have to like work your way in there.
No, I see your post.
Oh,
So
never mind.
I got to remember. I got to like. So the fragile ego likes my post. Gardy is a chronic liker, though. He's a good Facebook person.
Gardy just goes through and likes everything.
I think he does that. I'm like, does Gardy really like my post? Or
I
does he
do.
just like
I
it?
really do like your post. I could
You
probably
like
tell you every
all of
single one I post.
mine, like literally everything I post.
I'll sometimes skip yours. I'll comment on it and not like it because I know you'll look at
I
that. and be
get confused. I'm like, how can you just comment on something and not like it?
My stomach hurts today, Gardy. Like,
What did you, man? You said some kind of nonsense the other day, probably yesterday. Man, I was like, I commented on it. Was it on was it on Bear Houston Food Lovers?
Maybe.
I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I can't keep up with your ridiculous
I love that page.
When I went
It's
to
great. Shout out to Jennifer.
when I went to Gypsy Joint
Yeah.
and I had the egg and you were like,
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I said, man, because Curt has self-proclaimed he's going to be doing a boxing match in 6 months, right? And I said, man, I got to get on this boxing workout diet because he's gonna get knocked out.
man,
When are you fighting? And who are you fighting?
TBD
TBD. Okay.
and TBD.
So you're looking for an opponent and you're getting ready for an imaginary opponent. All right.
I'm doing so much training too.
No, he's not eating a gypsy
Here,
joint.
I got chocolates and mints for you.
Oh, let me
Ingle
see.
Invokers, chocolate. and
Cool.
mints.
Check this out. I saw the video, and you were doing the open house, and you're like,
That gets
"Come
everybody
get
to
some
come in and
chocolate."
get the chocolate. We had a great open house yesterday.
That's cool. Where's that house at?
It is 4011 Laurel Grove
We
in
have
Seabrook.
this? We can't eat this?
It's in Seabrook. What is the address again?
Oh yeah, are y'all on some type of special 2019 diet where you can't touch this
20
stuff? You're already opening it, Curt. So he's like diet. But
No,
out the
Why can't we
window.
have it? It's a mint, right?
It's a mint.
It's there. Is there sugar in it?
Probably.
Yeah, I would say there is. So right now, like we're doing this thing, but yeah, it's like you can't have anything.
Oh, okay.
But you know what?
So
I
just
am
look
gonna
at
say
them, Curt,
these.
and then when you're all alone in your closet tonight, eat 5 of them.
February 1st, I'm eating some of these.
February 1st. All right.
I think that's what our thing is over. But that's cool. So y'all got chocolate, and this has a little cool house on it.
Yes, that's our shop.
Belgian chocolate. I love it.
Ingle Invokers
Here, you
shop.
can have this one back. I've seen
Yeah.
the back end.
Great. I'll give that to another customer.
Curt Casper had this one. So you had that open house. You were in Seabrook,
In Seabrook,
and
It went
is
great.
that the one where you did the video?
I did the video.
kitchen. Yeah,
You're going to see a
that
lot
was a
of
nice
videos.
kitchen.
It was. The house was built in the 70s, but the owners took real good care of it. They did a lot of remodeling. We had about 6 families come through, 2 that are really interested, 1 talking about making a cash offer. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah,
when the house comes on the market like that in a great neighborhood, in a great area, it usually gets a lot of traffic.
I like Seabrook.
It's a nice place.
I used to work like over there, like Seabrook, LaPorte area, up and down 146,
Uh-huh.
and there was a lot of. I think there still is. Excuse me, like when it comes down to Kima construction wise,
Mhm.
but that's going to be even nicer once they finish
Yes.
all that. That's
Mhm.
gonna be big. But like as far as like finding a house, like what is usually the important things that people look for that you have found? Like when somebody comes to you, like are there things like is everybody different, or is it someone's like kind of generalized like this and this is what I need?
No, everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different, but the number one thing in real estate, and let's see if Kirk knows it. What do you think that would be? Don't guess.
A hot tub.
A hot tub. Hot tub. If you find a house with a hot tub, and the house that I showed yesterday actually had a jacuzzi tub in it. No, it's location. Location.
Oh,
That's the only thing that
Location.
matters in
I
real
knew
estate.
that.
Location.
I feel like that
So-
was even on Superman, like the old school Superman movies. Yeah.
And you know who got that down 100%? And I know the name's probably like illegal on the radio, but
President?
Trump, the president.
Yeah.
He learned that a long time ago, right? Location. That's why Trump Tower is where it's at. And that's why our office, Ingle Invoker's office, is on Park Avenue. Because when, that's the best real estate in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where you want to be. And just micro it all the way down to the city you live in or the county or, where do you want to be at? So, for everybody, it's different. Some people like living out in the country.
Yeah.
Some people, it really doesn't matter. They just want a good deal. So, but on real estate as an investment, the resale of your home, location matters,
Mhm.
So you could put a gold sink in somewhere in a bad location. You're still not going to get money for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to live there.
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
it's, so it's interesting. So are we on the radio now? Or are we just
We're
on?
just on
Okay.
social media.
All right. Social media. All right.
Yeah.
Because I hear music like in the background. So
Yeah.
I got you.
So it's on our Facebook and YouTube
Gotcha.
stream right now. But the interesting thing about our area is how you mentioned like some people, they want to live in the country or they don't care. They want a good deal. But
Mhm.
like our area, I feel like there's a little bit of everything. You can find $1 million home and then you can also go like drive 10 minutes
And find a starter home.
and find a starter home, drive another 10 minutes back the other way, live in the country, and you can have your own little farm. live on the water. You can literally go. It's just like everything.
And you know what's like that is downtown Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You can be on a street and have $1 million property and go right around the corner, and they're shooting at each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really crazy, but the $1 million properties are being built there because the location to downtown, people want to live closer to where they work and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But even our neighborhood, if people don't know, me and Gardy are neighbors. We live in the same neighborhood. Our neighborhood's so big, there's like different sections, section 1, section 2. So we live in different sections, but we're about 3 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
And in League City, but they're nice houses. That's why people want that neighborhood that we live in. But me and Gardy live in multi-million-dollar homes if our house was in San Francisco. You know?
Yeah.
If you took our house and put it in San Francisco, it'd probably be worth $12 million. You know? My home is 4,200 square feet. So look that up in a city like San Francisco. So it's all about location, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you put it in a field in League City, you can get a good deal. You know what I mean? So it's all about how much house do you want? Where do you want to be? What's important to you? So everybody's different. And that's what a good real estate advisor will do. They'll sit with you and listen and find out what's important to you.
Yeah.
Because what's important to me may be different, or my wife, and it's usually just like the house that I did an open house on yesterday. People were coming in, but I had one family come in, and the lady was like, I could just tell, you know what I mean? She fell in love. And that's how a owner and a house come together. They just fall in love with the property. With the house I'm in now, we've been in our house it's going on our 4th year. How long have you been there? In the neighborhood?
2 years. Over 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So it's a new neighborhood. So, but when my wife saw, you've seen our house, the castle on the front, right? So when my wife saw the castle, that was it. It's like, this is the house I want. And then after that, there's nothing we can do. The men, we can't do anything after that.
I tried to get into another one.
There you go.
Work that way.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, this one has the 3rd car garage and it has another space in this one. We got 5 seconds. I'll go on and we'll introduce you all again.
All right.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have another special guest in studio. I've known this next guest for years. I'm trying to think how long, probably about 15 to 18 years ago or so. But we got Rock Aguilar in studio. We're going to be talking about real estate, talking about real estate as an investment, making smart purchases and what's important whenever it comes to making these decisions. So good morning. How's it going?
It's going great. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rock Aguilar. I'm with Engel Invokers. A lot of people, you may have heard of Engel Invokers, but a little background on the company. Engel Invokers have been around since 1977. They're out of Hamburg, Germany, and they are the luxury real estate company in Europe. So if you do real estate in Europe, Engel Invokers. If you're in Spain, if you're in Germany, if you're in...
It's a cool name.
Engel Invokers.
Engel Invokers.
Yeah, it sounds very fancy.
It is fancy. So we are a luxury real estate company, but we are, one of our mottos is luxury real estate service at every price point. So you don't have to buy $1 million home to use us. We do starter homes. We do everything in between, but you're going to get one type of service going with us, and that's a more customized service.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about everything, and you brought us some gifts. You brought us presents. Can you kind of tell everybody what is this that I'm holding in my hand?
You're holding Engel Invokers Belgium chocolate. So chocolate and mints. Cool. And I have Engel Invokers polo bag. Engel Invokers.
Yeah.
We have onesies for the baby. So,
really?
Yeah, we have everything on our website that we.
Hey, that's cool. So last time I saw you had that magazine, and it was, it's a really nice mag. So I took it, right? And so I'd been looking at it, and my wife was like, "Hey, where did you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, Rockwell said, for us to check it out." So I've been looking at it a little bit. But here's another magazine. One. Yeah.
So the Gardy Garcia magazine.
That it could be, but I think it might stand for Global Guide.
The Global Guide.
So check it out.
And
so where can somebody get one of these? Like if they wanted to pick up a copy?
you can go straight to our shop and get one for free, or you can contact me.
The lady on the front looks like from Harry Potter, like the minister of or whatever the prime.
Yeah, I got that. I'm scared to give you this book, Kurt, because you're going to be like, this is the house I want.
Oh, you brought one for me too.
Yes, one for Kurt.
Wow, these are some beautiful houses.
Yes, so go ahead.
No, I was going to say, y'all are literally all over the world, because I'm looking at this, Montana, and it kind of just says Bitterroot Valley, Wellington. Some of these, I'm not sure where they're at, but y'all are everywhere, right?
Correct. We're worldwide, global. We have over 800 shops. We have over 1,100 advisors. I'm one of those advisors, and we're definitely the only real estate company in the area that has our own magazine. We do commercial, residential. We do aviation, so I can sell a plane, and we do yachts.
That's
and
cool.
if you're in Europe, we do castles also. So
Wow.
So Kurt, we're gonna get you into a castle. Let's do that fundraiser, Kurt's castle.
I feel like that's what we're missing here, in Texas. We need some castles, like just one.
Castles. Why not? We're Texas, man. Let's do it.
There's land for this.
Exactly.
Everything's bigger. Let's just build a castle.
I already got my house picked out.
All right.
This one is it? It's called the Pandage sul Garda.
That's probably wrong, but let's go.
Sure, that's it. I'm sure.
It's a prestigious and elegant villa with lake views. It's in Italy, Lombardy, Italy. It's only 2.69 million euros. Figure, I got that now in my bank.
After the first guest, you're on the way.
Set.
So, yeah.
So let's talk about, your house. You kind of mentioned earlier, it's an investment, and whenever you're making an investment that big, like how do you even go about like looking? I mean, do you usually have to have your budget picked out before, or you just kind of like, hey, I'm going to look at something and maybe I can't afford it? Like, how do you go about that?
Well, a lot of people, when it's just overwhelming to them.
Yeah.
And when they think about a house, it's like, okay, how much house can I afford? And you start trying to do it all on your own and coming up with your own numbers in your own mind. But that's why you have people in the real estate business. You need to talk to a mortgage lender. It's free. Talk to a mortgage lender. I know some, and they will help you. They will say, okay, this is what you can afford. These are what the numbers say, right? So once you have that number, then it takes a lot of the stress off of you. You can get that number and say, okay, this is the range now.
Mm-hmm.
But be careful, because like with my family, they came back and gave us a bigger number, and said, we'll give you a loan for this much money. Just because,
yeah.
They look at credit score and your, all debt to income ratio and all this. But just because you can get that number doesn't mean you need to get that number.
Yeah.
Right? So just be careful, because the banks and the mortgage companies, of course, they want you to have the bigger number, right? Because it's better for them. But don't get in over your head, and more importantly, do something that's smart. So even though my wife wanted the house that we're in because she saw it looks like a castle on the front, and I couldn't let the company we were going to buy the house for know how much we wanted it. I had to negotiate. There's a negotiation there, and we negotiated actually for months. We lived with the mother-in-law, because we sold our other house. And that happens. You either have to rent a house while you're looking, or you have to live with a family member if you're just not ready to move. But I wasn't going to get into a bad deal. I was going to get into a deal that was good for us, right?
Yeah.
So the moment we moved in, we've been in for 4 years. The moment we moved in, we've been in equity, which means if I turned around and sold the house today, we would make money on it. And those are the types of situations you need to be in. Now, nothing's ever guaranteed, right? Because the markets can change.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the goal you're looking for. Make a good investment.
I think Lauren is spitting fire right now on the comments. She said Kurt will definitely wife up with a castle.
Yeah, you would
there you
definitely
go.
get a wife if you had a castle.
Oh, I thought she was saying like I would wife up for a castle. Like, yeah, I would definitely.
You're saying
do that.
she would? Is that
Like,
you
no,
thought
if
she was
there was a
proposing to you?
castle that somebody owned and they're like, I'm looking for a husband, Kurt, here.
I don't think that's what she was saying at all.
Oh, was it the other way? I don't
know.
I read it the wrong way. I read it as
you're gonna wife up if you own a castle.
Yeah, you own a castle.
So the 2019 suits, right?
Yes.
See, I
And
was
the
looking
castle.
at some of these. I'm not getting a house until I can have one of these, so it's okay with me.
Okay. Whenever you were talking about, having equity in your house, and as soon as you got in there, you were in a good position where you wanted to be comfortable and able to potentially sell it. Right. So I learned a lot about that from watching the TV show Fixer Upper. They would, buy the houses in
Yes.
Waco, and Chip and Joanna Gaines. Let us know, is that a show that y'all have ever watched before? Maybe you have a favorite house. I know my wife probably would, but yeah. So they fix it up. They find a house, a budget. Hey, we're gonna put this much into it. At the end, on they're experts at what they do. You could potentially sell it for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's there's different ways to invest in real estate, but the number one way should be the house you live in. It's a great investment. It should be part of your portfolio, so it's just another investment that you have, but you get to live in it, so
Yeah.
it's a physical asset.
You're using it.
that you're using. Right. And so every year our equity has grown. And this is another thing that I want to say is that know your number. So like, if I ask you, Gardy, like, how much equity do you have in your house? You don't have to tell me the number, but do you think you know what it is? And if not, every 2 or 3 years, you should know. And the way to do that is just call your advisor up, call your real estate agent if you already have one, and say, hey, let's run some comps, some comparables on my house, because I need to know that number. And so people that have investments, and it's 2019, we have to start thinking differently. We have to know how much money we have. We have to know our investments, and we have to plan for the future, right? So if you're in a house right now, and you say, well, I just go on Zillow, the Z estimate, it's going to be a rough number, but even if you just do that number, do something to know where you sit. And then also you have to have some foresight and say, where's the market going? Where's the market going to be in the summertime? Where's it going to be a year from now? Are interest rates going to rise? How's the economy going to look? All these things you have to ask yourself and have somebody help you with. You know what I mean? That way you can plan.
Yeah, that's cool. You mentioned that app, the Zillow app, which I have on my phone and I've looked at before, but it does have that, like the Zestimate or the Z estimate.
Yeah.
It's catchy, but do you know exactly how that works? Does it take like these are the houses around you, this one sold for this much, this is your square foot, so it's just like a rough, like,
they have an algorithm. It gets people in trouble because
it
I'll
gets
go
off.
visit a
It would
house,
be off,
and then they go, well, Zillow said I could sell my house for $600,000.
Yeah.
But Zillow hasn't never walked your home, right?
Right,
So they're only going by.
Well, tell Zillow to buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. See the offer they'll give you for it. Yeah. But there's so many components that go into pricing a house. You have to go inside. You have to see,
Right.
and then so they're taking an algorithm based on what is sold around in the neighborhood, and they're just throwing a number on it. Sometimes it's way too low, sometimes it's too high, but it'll probably be in a range.
Yeah.
Right?
Legal just called and they said that we need to recant all of our Zillow statements. Zillow, please don't sue us.
And the Uncle C, whoever.
G.
Uncle G. Yeah.
No,
Uncle G and Zillow are on the phone.
Well, if Zillow's on the same, train that Uncle G is, he's just like, hey, publicity, I like it. Let's go. Keep talking about me. If people aren't talking about you, they don't know you.
Who?
People can't buy stuff from you if they don't know your name.
Who was Uncle G again?
What do you mean?
Who was Uncle G?
Uncle Garcia. He's my uncle.
Oh, see, I'm trying to get you to say his name so I can get my dollar
You're so
back.
clever. You're so you almost had me too.
Dang, so close.
Maybe next time. So
So can we give away a house on the radio?
We can.
anything's possible.
Yeah,
Really?
anything's possible.
Yeah.
Do you have one for us?
Kurt's like, can I move in?
Yeah, single invokers. Go to the website. We have over 50 million in properties right now in Houston and surrounding, and we won't give it to you, but you could buy one.
Yeah, it is an investment. And Curt, I know you have looked before, and I mean, what is your trend? Like, what are you thinking now for a house? Like, maybe, hey, I'm gonna, save, maybe do some stuff this year, get one in the next couple years, or like, what are you thinking? Like this year?
I'm thinking saving a little bit for that house would be great. I think I still am a little bit of ways from that. I feel like maybe at the end of 2019, it's a more of a realistic possibility. I feel like I was just thinking this before while you were talking. I remember looking at houses in Nebraska when I was there. When I was married, we were looking at houses, right? And we could find a house where it was roughly like $800 a month, and it was $180,000 home. That was 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
Has the housing market increased so much that you have to be thinking 10%, where if you want an $180,000 home, you're looking at $1,800 a month? You know what I mean?
No, it all depends on your financial situation, and this is a conversation more for a mortgage lender. But that's what I want to encourage you to do, because this is what I was talking about. Kurt has in his mind what he thinks he needs to do. I need to save money. This is how much. But when you get with a mortgage lender, they're going to get those numbers for you, and then they're going to get you on the path. And they may go back and say, hey, you need somebody to help with your credit repair. Hey, your credit score needs to get here. Your debt to income ratio needs to get here. You need to save this much money for a down payment. They'll give you the numbers. That way it takes a lot of the pressure off of you trying to figure it out on your own. But in general, you're going to have some money down. You know, you'll drive past a billboard. I was on the way over here and it said, move in this particular home, this neighborhood for no money down, right?
Yeah.
But what are the pros and cons to that? You know, what are they going to get you on the back end if you don't put any money down? What type of loan are you going to get for that? So just a general rule of thumb, you know, if you see a house for a certain price, and this is a rough number, but 1%, right? 1%. So $100,000 home, look at 1% of the home to be a
monthly expense.
Yeah, a monthly expense.
Okay.
So what should you also be thinking for a down payment then? Like, let's say you have $100,000 home, so you're looking at 1%, which is like $1,000. What should you put down as a down payment on that $100,000 home?
I think it depends, but
To
also
make it work.
like,
Well,
who do you recommend as a mortgage lender? You have someone you work with, or
Chris Langford.
Chris Langford? Yeah,
I work with Chris, and you can put his information in here, and I think I have him pulled up here.
yeah, because I think that's kind of stuff that he would be able to crunch the numbers on more, and yeah.
Help you with that. So, but
Yeah.
generally, what was something I just want to know, like,
but in general,
but everybody's different, Kurt. Like everybody's situation is different. There's probably, I mean, you can take twins; they're not going to have the same credit, you know, the same history. Everybody's had the different stuff.
Yeah.
So with the experts, I think it makes.
But I think this is what Kurt's getting at. Is like, if you're not planning to live there for the rest of your life, you know, kind of get a balance with it. Don't put down so much money when you don't need to, right? Because the bank's going to finance it, right? But put down the least amount you can if it's going to be an investment for about 5 years, and just make your payments on it and then resell it and make the profit. So you see, but if your goal is to pay off your house and live in it forever, then put a bigger down payment, get your monthly payments down a little bit more, finance for 15 years versus 30, things like that. So
Mhm.
but it's all going to be catered to your situation, what you want to do.
Cool. I like
Does
it.
that make sense?
You have any other questions, Kurt?
You
No.
seem more confused now.
I just want like for me, it's hard because it's like, okay, dream goal is to have like $180,000 to like $250,000 home at some point in my life, right? Like to me, that's like
good.
first home, right? Like for me, I'm not getting a home until that happens. And so knowing like what I need financially, what I need as a down payment is huge for me before I even go and talk to that mortgage lender. Because I won't go talk to that person and be like, well, you're like, why are you talking to me right now? You're like 8 years away from having this taken care of.
Nobody's going to do that. They in real estate and mortgage lending, our customers, it's not like I'm just going to sell you a pen and you buy it, right? Customers are different. So customers get in, we call it a pipeline, right? You may not be ready today, but that's okay. We know that in a year from now, we're going to do business with you. So I have clients like that. They're just not ready to buy yet, or they're planning to sell in a year. And so we don't make you sell your home right now if that's not in your plan, but you need to start planning with them. So they're going to help you. They're going to help. They're going to get the information. Like you said, the things I'm hearing may not be the best idea. So you're saying, I don't want to move until I can get this house, but that might not be the best idea because you're probably renting right now, right?
Yeah.
So even if you moved into another home that had just a little bit of equity in it, right? You can stair step because you're not going to be in that one forever. Live in it for a year and then turn around and flip it, or use it as a rental house, or things like that.
Buy a townhome, or you live in a townhome, you know, for a couple years, pay into it, have some equity, and then you have something else where you can move in. Maybe you're married at that point. There's two incomes. You never know. Or you get a house, you know, $100,000 instead of like $200,000 house. then it makes it a little bit more realistic. What you're already paying in rent to somebody else, you could be paying into your equity and get it back.
Just
whenever
do
you
this.
sell
Just
it.
do this. I got the answer for Curt. Marry someone. Their family has a castle, and you're done.
Hey, somebody, Crystal Koza tagged a link in here, and it was like, best castles in Texas.html. It's all
See, it's already there.
Got to go knock on the door. Will you marry me?
said that, yeah.
So here's
They
the
just say
thing.
yes.
Because obviously I have an income that I can afford a house today. Like, there's enough of my income that I can afford a house. It's the down payment that I'm concerned about. That's the hardest part that you never know. Like,
You do know. You need to find out what it's going to be. So call your mortgage lender. Say, what is my down payment going to be? How much am I qualified for? And what will my down payment be? And they'll give you 4 or 5 different options. Do you want a balloon arm payment? Do you want this type of loan? I'm the real estate advisor, okay? I'm going to help you find the house when you get to that point. But that's what I want to get across to people. Go to the professional that's in that area, the mortgage lender, go to the credit repair specialist, go to Keith if you need, there's specialists in every area in your life. And instead of you trying to do it on your own, that's why we're here, to help you plan for your upcoming major life events. Because the place you live, that's a major event. That's a major purchase. And that's why I love being in real estate, because I love helping people with one of their most important purchases of their life.
Yeah. So I have a question, because I think that sometimes there's probably like a rich person out there right now that's like, how you mentioned earlier, is checking the numbers. How much equity do I have in my house? Like, what are houses going for? Man, I need to sell this house. I'll move somewhere else. I've only lived here it changes their plans. It's like a sign, like, because they know their numbers, they know what they can get, and they know I can buy another house here at a great deal. Are there signs like when somebody should be like, I should be maybe looking to sell my house?
Yes. People that are wealthy, they're not impulsive, right? They plan, they watch the market. And I want to keep going back to Trump, but that's what he does. That's what he did when he was in real estate. And if you go back to the 1970s, he bought his building for like $1 million in the heart of Manhattan because nobody else wanted it. So if you're looking for a home, if people with money, what they do is they wait for the market to turn into a buyer's market. Right now, it's still a seller's market, right? So you can list your house, you can get a good price for it. A lot of times you'll have bidding wars, different people make different offers, but it may not be like that forever, right?
Yeah.
So like in Curt's situation, he may just want to wait until there's a lot of properties on the market, they're sitting for a while, and you can get a good deal or find a foreclosure. So that's what a lot of people do when they're thinking about investment, real estate as an investment. Because like in my family, the house I live in is an investment. Okay, we have equity in that, but we also own a couple other properties. We own farm property in Kentucky, so we own a farm, and then we just own some land. So, and people think, well, I don't have the money to do all that. Well, you have to ask yourself, do I have the money to just buy the land for $400,000, or can I afford to take the loan out and make $180 a month loan payment or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to weigh the pros and the cons of it. How much can I sell this land for in the future? It's a long-term process. And a lot of times people don't want to invest in real estate because we have that mentality of, I want to double and triple my money. I want the, what's the business you want? A helium balloon to fly across the air and make me a millionaire, right?
Blimps,
there,
right,
yeah. I want Curt Blimp, I want the Curt Blimp plan where I put $100 in and I make $1 million, right? And that's what everybody wants. They want to do that, but real estate is a time tested over, centuries, that nothing's guaranteed, right? But it's a time proven method that if you put your money in real estate, you may only get 7 to 10% a year, but it's a physical asset, right? And it's something that you can see work over and over again for people who do it. We went to lunch with somebody that comes on the radio here, and she has all kinds of rental properties that we didn't even know about, right? So people buy properties and rent them out to people, and your renters are paying the principal down for you, right?
Right.
So it's just an investment. So you're not even making your bank payment anymore. The renters are making the payment for you, and you're sitting on equity. So that's what I want to get across to the audience. Make sure that you have equity in your real estate investment in 2019. And that's how we need to be thinking.
That's cool.
So, first of all, I'm going to buy land.
You're going to buy land.
I'm going to build my own castle.
Build a castle.
And then find my wife.
So
Done.
where are you looking for land? If you were looking to buy some land, like, I mean, I'm guessing in this area, unless you're going somewhere else.
Hitchcock.
You're looking in the studio right now, okay?
Right. I own that piece of carpet.
Yeah, but you mentioned Hitchcock. I mean, I think you really could, like Hitchcock and Santa Fe.
There you go.
There are pieces of land that you can get that you could probably get pretty affordably.
There you go.
And then you could go, you do your payments on it. You get some equity in the land, and then I think you could even borrow against your equity to potentially finance your house. I mean, I don't know what kind of, right? I mean, I think so.
Wow, you're spitting like truth over here.
I'm just saying there's different things you can do to move towards your goals.
True. So
So just get on the path. Just make a decision. I'm going to get on the path. I'm going to call the people that know more about the subject than me, and I'm going to make a plan. And that's what the listeners out there, a lot of times people they feel like they're stuck in their house because it's just too overwhelming. So think about somebody, and I want to ask the listeners out there, are you happy where you live at? Sometimes you're just over your neighborhood. You're just over the city that you live in. Sometimes you want a different school district for your kids to go. And you can make that happen. It's not an impossible dream to have. So it's a new year. Think about it, think about where you live. And people get stuck in that mindset. Well, I need to fix the plumbing and I have some foundation problems and I don't have the money to do it. So maybe in 2 years, they just keep pushing it down the road. And all of a sudden your life is passing you by when there's a house out there for you and your family. And it's going to be in the neighborhood you want to be in. It's going to be in the area you want to be in, the grocery store, the restaurants. And there's no reason why you can't move toward that goal.
Right.
It's easier than you think. You just need somebody to help you. That's all you need. You need to make an appointment with me. I'll come over. I'll walk your house. I'll tell you what it can sell for. We'll go over the numbers, and you can talk to me about where you want to go next. Because there's a lot of and like my mother-in-law, she was in a house, 2-story, all this space, right? And she never went upstairs. So there's people listening. They never go upstairs, right? Your kids have already left, went to college. They're married. You got this giant house that's probably old and outdated. And you go in 3 rooms, right? You don't even, but you're sitting on equity, right? So you can, you've paid the house off or you have a lot of equity, sell the home, put it up for sale, find an area and a house that you want. You can get a new construction and you're sitting there and you're watching all these shows, Flip the House and,
Fixer Upper,
all these shows. And you're like, I would love to do that. Listen, you can do that. You can do it. It's not impossible.
I like the HD House Hunters. That's what I'm watching.
Is that a good one?
Oh yeah. You go and look at all of the houses and they're like, I have a budget of this much, and they always go over their budget. You're like, why?
Well, the interesting thing about all of those shows, I'm thinking of the one with the twins, the dudes, they're like
the brothers.
The Property Brothers.
Brothers.
And then this is what I love is that the Property Brother, the camera will cut and he's got his tool belt on and he's acting like, listen, people, they're not working, okay? They're multimillionaires. It's all for the camera.
Yeah. He's like, you got the shot?
Yeah.
And then
Vanilla Ice is in there laying tile, you know what I mean?
The other thing, like all of those shows, and you had mentioned this, you take our house, you take any of these houses, you put it in the right spot, like they're in Boston, and it's like a 1-story house. It looks like, like
this
my parents' house in Lamar.
$899.
Yeah, they take my parents' house in Lamar and place it over there in Boston, Massachusetts, and it's over like this is a $1.8 million house, you know, and it's like, 1,200 square feet.
We don't realize how blessed we are in Texas. Man.
Yeah.
That's why Houston is flooded with people coming from everywhere. And that's why we have an Engel and Volker shop, because we're an international city, and you'll be surprised how many people just walk into our shop that are like, oh, Engel and Volker's is here, because they're coming from different countries. They're coming from different places all around the world. People want to be in Houston because of the traffic. No. They want to be in Houston because what about athletes? They all live in Pearland. They all live in Sugarland, right? And you'll see professional baseball players, football, they buy houses here And in the off season, they live in Houston because you get so much for your money. The taxes are great. It's a lot better than other places. So we're living on a gold mine here, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of great houses to go, even like on an open house and just look around.
Yes.
I go probably all the time, just eat the cookies, and I'm like, oh, hey.
And they are nice. And you know what? And they like something that Rockwell had brought up earlier is like, and they don't mind that. They probably want that because then you're like, hey, I know that builder, I know that realtor, because you're not going to buy a house like that day. Nobody is, most likely. But they know next time that you go back, maybe you'll look in that subdivision or use that same real estate, the realtor or the company. I don't know. So it's all about that investment. There's these people that have been doing it for a long time, and they have repeat customers and they probably won't use anybody else, maybe.
Correct. No, that's the way it should be. So just like in life, you got a family doctor, you have a lawyer that you go to, you should have a real estate person, a real estate advisor. If you don't have one, ding, 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 ding. But if you already have one, great. But if you don't have one,
or you're not happy.
Yeah. Or you're not happy with your real estate advisor, have a person that you can call, have a person that's your go-to guy or girl. This is my person. This person is, and these type of people are basically part of our family, like our pastors, right? Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of people do that with their cars that they buy, right? They have a dealership where they deal with one person and they build a relationship. And then when their daughter gets a car, they send her to the same, car dealer.
Yeah, it's easier that way. It's easier that way
because they know you, they know
your
situation, and that's what a good real estate person should do. They shouldn't go into your house trying to sell you something. They should go in and listen to your needs, listen to you, get your family situation, and then help you make an informed decision.
So I got a question here, and this kind of goes along with something that I think we talked about last time we met, Rockwell. Gardy, you were at one point looking at buying a house to rent. Like you're like, I just want a property that I could rent out and make some extra money and whatnot.
That's correct.
So this person wanted to know, like, what do you think about buying just to rent out properties? And is Houston a good market for that?
It's a great market for that. I see people doing it all the time. And this is what people out there listening, you think, well, you're a landlord and these guys have tons of money and they just come in and they buy cash out. No, it doesn't work. I run into people all the time. They have 2 or 3 properties here in League City, some in Texas City, and they're just regular people. They work at the refinery, they have a job. They just do this as a separate source of income. And they do it because they're smart, it's an investment for them. They know this is my house, right? So it's a little more work. You got to be a landlord. You got to find tenants, but there's companies that do that for you, right? They'll help find tenants, or they hire people like England Volkers. And so we have contracts with people that do that they lease homes, investors, and they come in, they find different properties and they start one at a time, get one, rent it out, $1,200 a month, wait 2 years, get another one. And the more you get, the more the banks will trust you and say, okay, they're making their payments, right? And it'll just start snowballing. So just start where you're at. That's something my wife wants to do, and we haven't done it yet. You've been thinking about doing it, Gardy. You looked at a property. It has to be the right property and the right deal, and don't get in over your head. But it's very possible. It's very possible, and everyday people do it all the time.
Yeah, and you had mentioned earlier, everybody needs somewhere to live, and sometimes people need space. The thing about us is we have these colleges and schools, and there's a lot of people that move from all over the world for treatment and different things that, hey, I'm here for the next 2 years. I'm here for a year. I'm here because I do shift work, or I'm over here at this plant. People need places to live, and it's just it makes sense to explore it.
Yes. I have a friend in Galveston. She got with another one of her girlfriends. They bought a property in Galveston, and now it's a Airbnb. Mm-hmm. They have 2, and that thing is booked all of the time. Like they cannot, on their Airbnb calendar, it stays booked, for top dollar, and they're making their money back and then some, So think about ideas like that. Like, what fits my personality? Would I rather be a landlord like that, or would I rather have an Airbnb place, where I just have people coming in? I went to New York recently and I stayed in an Airbnb in Manhattan, you know what I mean? And I had a roommate in there, right? So that's like the thing now, there's a million different ways you can invest in real estate, and you just have to find out what fits my personality. Maybe I just want to buy a house and sit on it for 10 years and then turn around and just have it as a long term. Or I might want to Airbnb. I might want to have a couple of rent houses, or I might want to buy a castle.
For me,
For Curt.
to live in, and only me.
Yeah. Nobody else.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
Wow. It's 1048. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're talking about real estate, talking about making smart investments and making an investment at all. You know, whenever we had Keith in and we were talking about money just sitting in the bank, you know, sometimes that's not the best choice for it. You know, can that money be making a return, whether you put it in this, you know, a portfolio here, it's doing there, invest some in real estate. I think it's a good idea to kind of spread it out, you know, not necessarily put all your eggs in one basket. A lot of, I don't know, you know, earlier, I know me and you have had conversations about Bitcoin in the past. You were talking about real estate being like a tangible thing, you know, and we saw what can happen with
It's a hard
Bitcoin.
asset, yes.
Yeah,
And
a lot
Bitcoin
fluctuate.
is like you're saying, you can't get your money out, and there's a lot of government regulations. And I believe that's why, because, you know, I'm in the finances also. I have my Series 3 commodity license, Series 34 currency license. And so you have commodities, you have stocks, bonds, and things like cryptocurrency. Every single investment vehicle, they're all built differently, right? So if you're going to invest in something like cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, be very careful, because it could all, you know, it can all,
It's gone.
it's gone. But something like land or a house, it's a safer investment. I'm not telling you don't do cryptocurrency. Just be careful about it, because I did invest in cryptocurrency. I invested in Bitcoin when it was at 2,000 actually, and I held it, and it ran up to 20, right? And I was like looking at my account, was going, woo! It's, you know, I was like singing, and dancing, right? But the bubble burst in January the next year of last year. Everything fell in it. I don't even know what it's trading for now. I sold it all because I just had the foresight saying, okay, it fell for a reason. The government is after it, and that's true. So the government's cracking down on it. They don't want cryptocurrency to take off. So in my mind, I was like, do I want to fight the government and invest in this thing and promote it, or do I just cut and run? And for me, it was cut and run. And for different people, it's different, right? I just see I can make my money work better in different places. But even in the stock market, those are things that we really can't control. You know, well, I bought stock in Walmart, so I'm an owner of Walmart, you know, but you're not controlling the stock price, right? You can control your home, like what property you buy, where you buy it, how long you hold it. It's easier. It's a hard asset.
And you can invest, once you buy it, you can invest in it again, like cleaning it up, you know, making
There you
sure
go.
it's you know, upkeep it and redo the this and that and make it worth more.
Real estate is a market. They call it a market for a reason, because when you invest in real estate or buy a piece of property, you only can sell it if you have a buyer on the other side. Somebody has to eventually buy that piece of land or that piece of property. And what do Chip and Joanna Gaines do? They find a piece of property in Waco, right? It's probably built in 1982. It's got popcorn ceiling, and people get in there and go, oh man. But what do? In 4 or 5 weeks, they totally transform it. And now it has all this equity in it. And it's just numbers. It's like, if you can have a vision to say, okay, what can I do? New paint, new floor, new ceiling fans, lighting, cabinets. It's not impossible, you know. And then what that does, that attracts a new buyer, and then somebody will come in and fall in love with it emotionally, right? So once they fall in love with it emotionally, they don't care that it was built in 1980. You know, the studs behind there are still from the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because it makes you feel good, somebody's going to say, I'm going to give you this much money for it. And that's the business model. And it works.
Yeah. So here's something a little unrelated, but we have a unimportant question. This is asked from someone watching on our Facebook. Said, what's the best real estate joke you know? What's the best real estate joke you know? Do you have one, Brooks? Let us know. I don't know if I know it. Curt, do you know any? No, I'm not even going to ask that, because I feel like you try and make up one.
He's making it up. I can already tell. He's thinking.
I see the gerbil turning in his head like,
A real estate agent walks into a bar.
sits next to a bro.
And then buys it.
Ooh. That's not a joke,
That's
though.
not a joke. No high fives.
What? That was a good one. Oh, come on.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
A little high five.
You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Right now it's 10:53. We have a couple minutes left. If you have any questions or if you know any real estate jokes, let us know.
Ask me some questions.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
When are you going to have a call-in line, Gardy?
We're gonna be working that out. So
that's what I want. I want the phone. I want the phones to light up. We get people
everybody
live.
We had somebody call actually, but we're not set up to take it.
Just on the cell phone. Call myself. Put you on speakerphone. How can I help you?
What we did is we created a Google Voice number, and so it goes to my phone, his phone, and that's just how we take calls.
That works, man.
Yeah, it works, but it's not really set up for like the radio.
Gotcha.
But we just placed an order for our equipment, so we'll be able to do all this stuff, and it's supposed to start coming in this week and next week, and hopefully everything will come in. So we're gonna get our upgraded board, our HD cameras. We're gonna get a studio lighting that's mounted up here on the walls. We got new lights for in here. We'll be able to change the colors on those on the back, on the top, and I get a whole bunch of other stuff I'm not thinking of. 3 extra mics.
So are you sure you're ready for callers though? Like,
probably not.
Let me tell you why you're wrong, Gardy. I've been listening to you and you're all off base.
Yeah, finally you can take a call, and this is why you're dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have to take some time and learn how to use our gear before we even venture that route, but it'll be fun.
I'm scared what people are gonna say every time I say I want a castle.
Man,
They're gonna be
They're
like,
calling in.
You're never gonna get her with your shaved eyebrows. Boom.
Yeah, I want to see those in HD. It'll be a whole new light, and we're gonna have our switcher, lower thirds. It'll be great. But Rockwell, I know you have some, I guess, some houses in Seabrook, and are there some other places that you want to put us on?
Yeah, the best thing to do is go to my Facebook, Rock Aguilar EV, like the page, and I have an app to download. So it's an Engel Invokers app. It'll help you shop. It'll help you get in touch with me directly, and I'm going to find a way to put it on here. So the app will be on my page. It'll be here, and call me. Here's my number. Take it down. 818-452-5368. And that's a Google number too.
Would you give me your house if I told you that I already posted the app information on the Facebook page?
I'll give you a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up.
Hey,
all I get.
Here's 1, 2 on Facebook. Those count.
Download the app.
So it is our pinned comment actually to your app, directly to your app, so people can click on the link and go right there.
Thank you so much, Curt.
And yeah, look at that. See?
So cool. Download my app. Start shopping from the app. Once you start seeing something you like, just hit the button and it'll contact me direct.
That's easy.
But let's get you into a new house, 2019. Let's sell that house that you got, you know? So some of you are just listening today and you're like, I'm just waiting on somebody to tell me to do it. Well, that's why I'm here.
Do it.
Yeah. You're like, I've been meaning to sell. And I talk to people all the time. And they're like, well, I'm thinking about selling next year. And I'm like, why? You know, I want to know your why. And a lot of times that's just something we do mentally, right? We just keep putting it down the road, you know, because we don't want to face, you know, the facts of, well, I need to update my kitchen. So I have somebody that wants to update their kitchen. And I'm like, well, this is where you live. You live in Texas City. This is where houses usually sell for in your neighborhood, right? So if you redo your kitchen and you spend $5,000 or whatever in there, are you actually going to make that money back when you put it for sale? Will you make that much more profit on your home?
Maybe
and
not.
I don't think you will, because of people are only going to pay so much for that neighborhood, no matter what you do, right?
Yeah.
So the better thing to do is maybe to discount the home just a little bit because the kitchen is outdated, right? And in the long run, it'll be a more smooth transaction. You don't have to waste 3 months doing that, right?
You can find a house with the kitchen that you want, or, you know, so that way you can get that money there.
And then the person coming in, they may not like the kitchen that you built, right?
Yeah.
So if the house has maybe you were going to spend $6,000, right? But you discount your home $3,000 because, and you know, tell the buyers coming in, I know you need a kitchen update, or I do a $3,000 cash back for you so you can update the kitchen when you close. That's a lot easier, right? And then you don't have to mess with it. The new people coming in, they'll build the kitchen they want in there.
Or they like it the way it is.
Exactly.
Know,
or they like it the way it is, you know. And then when you go to the next property, then you can think about the kitchens you love, things like that. So it's just little things that hold us up mentally that we think we have to do.
Right.
And sometimes you may need to. I may walk in your house and say, we got to fix the kitchen before we put it on the market. I may make you do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I may say, hey, we have to paint, you know? So you may have to spend a little bit of money, but I think a lot of people think they have to do too much to sell their home. And it's just not necessary. And the home will sell close for what you thought you were going to sell it for anyway.
That's cool. My wife got on here earlier and she had said how your wife, whenever she saw the front with the castle and just like instantly was like, boom, I love the house. My wife, it was the island. We have this giant island in the kitchen. It's massive, you know, and that's what she saw. Like I saw the kitchen, you know, the island, and I wanted that house.
That's what's great about real estate. It's like everybody's different, right? So you can't take a person, like when I walk somebody on a house, you know, another person might see the island and go, I don't want this big old island.
Yeah.
But to your wife, that was it. Like to my wife, the castle was it. I'm like, baby, we got to look at what's on the inside. You know what I mean? I want this one. You know what I mean? It's like, that's like her dream, right? So and we really, and it's like she really is in her dream house right now.
That's awesome.
But me, I probably would have picked a different plan, you know, that flowed a little better with this, but it doesn't matter.
Cave.
The man cave.
Oh, yeah, you got to have the man cave. It's not really a house unless you have a man cave. Right?
Well, you know what? Whenever you buy your land and we just have, it's like all of it's underground. Your whole entire house is like underground. It's just an entire, I can't even think of the word.
It's flood protected too, because it's like a submarine underneath of it, like in the man cave.
There you go. It's submarine themed.
So another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that when you buy a house, when you use a real estate agent to buy a house, it doesn't cost you anything. And so people are like, well, I'll just, you know, go at it on my own. Get an agent. They'll help you. They'll help you negotiate. They'll give you tips. They'll give you advice. It doesn't cost you anything. The sellers pay the commission. So if you're going to sell your home, you're the one that pays the commission, right? The buyer will bring an agent, but that agent, it doesn't cost anything for a buyer. So if you're going to buy a house, there's no reason not to use a real estate advisor, an agent. So if you're thinking about buying a home, get an agent. Don't go into it alone, because we have a fiduciary duty to represent you. And if you call the seller's agent, right? Because you can do that. You can go on Zillow and say, I like this house. Let me call the agent over there. Well, that agent is representing the seller. They can represent you too, but then when it comes down to negotiation, whose side are they going to be on? Are they going to want to get the seller more money, or they want to get the buyer less, you know, get a better deal? So if you have your own agent working for you as the buyer, I'm going to negotiate and get you the best deal for the house, rather than just going with the seller's agent, you know, and then working both sides, because they're, at the end of the day, they're supposed to treat everybody equal. But if they put the sign in the yard for the seller, they're going to want to sell for the highest price. And that's the beauty of real estate. It's a negotiated a market, you know. So, and you watch the shows, you know, we argue, man, you know, between agents, you don't see that part, but we negotiate hard and tough. And you want somebody that's going to go in there and fight for you, for your client. And they're fighting for their client. We fight for our client. And when you're selling the home, the same thing. Get an agent that's going to listen to you, that's going to listen to your wants and needs. And most importantly, an agent or an advisor that's going to be honest with you. Because in the long run, that's what people really want. Somebody to be honest, not just sell them a hill of beans, say, look, this is what your house needs to list for. Yeah. This is what you need to do to your house.
Be realistic.
Be realistic with them, because people want the deal so bad, they'll just let the client say anything that they want. And then the house will sit on the market for 400 days and no offers. And then they'll look at you and go, why am I house selling? Yeah,
you didn't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So,
well, Rockwell, thank you for joining us today. This has been
You're
fun.
welcome, man. I want to come back. I want live callers.
Yes.
Let's get it.
We're working on it, but we have some ideas. We want to do some cool stuff and show some houses. So we'll see how it goes.
Yes. I want Curt to come to my open houses. Let's go live
all
over
the cookies.
There. Let's go live. I'll have Engel and Volker's chocolates and mints.
Sounds like a good plan to me. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This has been Kickstart. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:30. Caffeine free, meat free.
Dr. Choppa will be in.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. I am kind of hungry.
Awesome.
Gosh, I'm dying over here. I've been dying.
That went so fast, and none of my notes I talked about.